Greetings and welcome to my channel. Let me be clear, if you are an individual who can be easily offended or triggered by different opinions concerning race, religion, sex, sexual preference, gender, politics, geopolitics, or basically anything at all, please be advised to discontinue at this point. To continue viewing from this point is an agreement that you are watching this video despite receiving a clear warning that you should not, and you relinquish all rights to complain to any authority or seek any compensation from myself or from the platform hosting the video. I thank you for your time and attention, and if you've decided to continue watching, I salute your fortitude.
Kind of funny. Is she all there? Like, mentally?
I think so. He's just an odd guy. It's kind of weird.
I mean, should we be worried?
No.
All right.
No.
Greetings and welcome. How are we all doing? You alright? All 6 of you. Dom, Ivan, thank you very much for coming in saying hey. Right. So, Mr. Keir Starmer I will not call him sir. You can go and fuck yourself. I absolutely refuse to call him sir. Sue me. I don't give a shit. But Mr. Queer Starmer, yeah, he's resigned. I heard something about that maybe happening. Before I went to sleep, I remember hearing something. There were rumours.
Somebody please pinch me. I must be dreaming. Keir Starmer has finally taken the hint, hasn't he? Shuffled up to the podium and announced he's packing it in. The miserable, joyless streak of misery is finally leaving number 10. And the nation, well, the nation is throwing the mother of all parties. You could almost hear the collective sigh of relief, couldn't you? From Land's End to John O'Groats, people smiling in the streets, pubs doing a roaring trade, strangers high-fiving. It's like the end of a long, tedious funeral that nobody wanted to attend in the first place. This is the man who looked like he'd been weaned on a pickle, doesn't he? He spoke in that
Weaned
nasal,
on a pickle.
finger-wagging, sanctimonious tone, as if the entire country had disappointed him personally. Keir Starmer of Islington, the great Mark.
Weaned on a pickle. I've never heard that before. I don't think it's a Welsh thing particularly, but Keir Starmer, the man who looks like he was weaned on a pickle. Brilliant, Paz. I love it.
Marxist in a suit.
I like this guy, Paz 49. He's ex squaddy. He was a squaddy. He's lost his beret. He lost it at a protest earlier this year, I think. And he put out a call to anybody, if anybody found it, could they please return it? Nobody's returned it. He lost it once before, I think, and they did actually return it. It got returned to him. But I think this time it's gone.
Unpatriotic wet blanket who treated Britain like a problem to be managed rather than a country to be led. He came in promising stability and delivery, didn't he? What we got was 2 years of spiteful, virtue-signalling vandalism, open borders on steroids while the public paid the price, net zero zealotry that hammered working people with higher bills, freebies for his mates, lectures for the rest of us, a man so out of touch, he made the last loss look positively grounded. And let's not pretend otherwise. This was a spiteful, unpatriotic little project from day one, a sneering contempt for British history, British values, British self-respect, the kind of man who'd rather apologise for his own country than defend it, the kind of man who'd put every globalist fad and every fashionable minority grievance ahead of the people who actually built this place and paid the taxes. No wonder the polls turned toxic. No one.
I mean, I don't. Perhaps we shouldn't call him a man. You know, call a spade, but don't call Keir Starmer a man.
Even his own side started looking for the exits. The country simply couldn't afford another full term of this ideological experiment. The debt, the division, the
What's up, Book of RLM? How you doing? Good to see you.
sheer grinding mediocrity of it all. We were sleepwalking into managed decline under a man who seemed to relish the idea. Well, good riddance, Keir. Don't let the famous non-existent British border control hit you on the way out. Take your lectures, your flip-flops, your two-tier approach to everything, your glasses, and go back to whatever metropolitan bubble you crawled out of. The rest of us will try to repair the damage. Britain just dodged the bullet, ladies and gents, or rather, it finally spat out the bullet it had been choking on. The sun's come out, the grown-ups might get to look in now, and if the next lot are even half competent, there'll be an improvement by default, won't they? Then again, it could be Andy Byrne, then again, if it's anyone in Labour, it's not improvement at all, is it? So raise a glass.
Let's Who are we sent me this morning? Replacing Starmer with Burnham is like being a kid in hospital in the 1970s and being told that the Jimmy Savile visit has been cancelled. I need to hear the sound of a didgeridoo coming down the comedy door. So, Keir Starmer's resigned. Well, that means there's going to be big changes, obviously, doesn't it? Yep. Maybe not. Oh, come on, Neil McCoy Ward, tell us the real reason. As leader of the Labour Party, not as Prime Minister. He's resigned as leader of the Labour Party. He is still the Prime Minister. Oh my word, is it summer solstice today? 21st. That's the 22nd. It was solstice yesterday. Jesus, man. That was the longest day yesterday. I'm a bit gutted that it just passed by and I didn't notice it. Because I was waiting for it. Oh well. Lights start getting shorter now. Fuck's sake. I don't like that. I don't like it. Why can't we just have the same number of hours sunshine every day? Every day. I don't like it. So, actually, that's... Here we go. This fucking prick. I'm just gonna... I have quite a visceral reaction to this dickhead. Makes me seethe. But just for shits and giggles, let's listen to the fat prick. No one fucking cares, mate. No one gives a shit about the... Yeah, it's a great historic event. Yeah, it's a historic event that we're going to fucking party over. People are going to party. They're going to play loud music. They're going to get drunk. They're going to have a fucking good party over this one. What, do you want people to stand around looking all solemn and listening to the prick while he speaks? Yeah, democratic. No, you're the only one that has an issue with it, you twat. You're the only one. Like, the fact that you're not sat there actually partying and celebrating and saying, yes, the wanker's gone. Why don't we round you up and get you the fuck out, mate? No one wants to listen to you anymore. But we let idiots run the fucking country, you dickhead. We let the biggest idiot of them all run the country. So this individual that's blasting music out in the background is a fucking genius in comparison. And in comparison to you as well. He's a genius and you're the dick. Right, that's enough. I can't stomach any more of that. Oh, was it even sharing? It wasn't even fucking sharing, was it? You're talking to it wasn't even sharing. Fuck's sake. Listen, that's perfect actually, because you don't need to hear it. You don't need to hear. This is what I was listening to.
The decibel limits in contest. He does not resign immediately as Prime Minister. He seemed to imply that he wanted to wait to see what the outcome of any Labour leadership contest will be. He made it clear he would not be part of that contest. He's gone, but he isn't gone right away.
A historic moment in Dash, a very hot Downing Street, where it is now starting to dissipate in terms of the crowd. Andrew, we've got 3 months potentially, if we have to wait until the beginning of September for a successor to Keir Starmer. Is that an orderly transition, as it was
This guy reminds me of OTW.
promising, or is that the recipe for a vacuum, do you think?
Depends what Team Burnham wants. Just before I answer that, can I just say, as regards to this music that was blaring out in the background, as a country, these events, what the Prime Minister's just done there is a great historic event. It's part of our democratic history. And we allow some idiot to blare out this music and get...
This is what I was responding to, but I can't listen to him again. I'm sorry it didn't share. You heard my responses. It was listening to this fat piece of fucking idiot. Can't even formulate a decent sentence because it makes me so fucking mad. So, you did shrooms last night. What did you go and do that for, dude? You're in your 50s. We did all that. We're not going to get any different messages now. And if we are, it's because they're fueled by our subconscious. And our subconscious has been, or is being reprogrammed. So, mate, oh yeah, solstice. Look, even in the 10 minutes, I forgot again that it was solstice yesterday. Fuck's sake. I'm really pissed off about that. Oh well, never mind. I did some microdosing a couple of years ago. I got some penis envy, and I was microdosing the penis envy. What a name, eh? What a name. Why would somebody call it that? Oh, because it looks like a big penis. Well, it doesn't really, though. It looks like a deformed penis, if that's what it is. Anyway, link's pinned. We can talk about Keir Starmer, or we can talk about this. Now, maybe we can save this. See if anyone wants to come up and talk about Keir Starmer. Squirrel, are you going to come and join me on your new channel? We can talk about your new channel. This is your new channel. Go and sob to that. And give you a wrench. Once again, the link's pinned. And the window is open until I get bored and shut the stream off. Uncle Fatty, how you doing? Why don't you come and fucking join us, man? Come and join me, please. I'll tell you what, we can talk about this. Now, before I play this, I'm just going to make a quick disclaimer. I don't like the word that's being used. It makes me uncomfortable when I hear it being used. Doesn't matter who's using it. Because it is a very derogatory term. But I do think it's fitting in the situation, the way that this girl is using this term, absolutely, and she explains it herself. But before we do that, we've got Nath. How you doing, Squirrel?
Hello, mate.
You all right, mate?
I've come out me camouflage. Even though I'm still wearing camouflage, I'm coming out camouflage. You get to see my actual name, Nathan Ha.
Oh yeah, I need to take the banner down. Yeah. It's funny because for years, man, I didn't even have any idea that your name was Nathan.
Yeah, well, there's been quite a few Nathans, so I've just kept Squirrel, really. there's Nathan. There's Memorial Gardens Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan Oakley.
There's Nathan Oakley. There's also another Nathan on Trinity Dave's channel, who's an air pilot. Yeah. So, and there's another Nathan that I moderate with on another channel, on a Just a Yogi's channel.
Just a Yogi, I've heard of. Yeah, Just a Yogi's come on my.
Just a Yogi, yeah. Yeah, I moderate for him. He comes on 3 times a day. He sets the day off for me. We kind of do breathing exercises, a bit of meditation, just have a little chill. We have a little sing-song occasionally, but he can't. For some reason, he's not allowed to play any karaoke music.
No, you're not allowed to anymore. You can't.
You get copyright strike. Yeah.
Yep. That's why I'm not. That's another reason why I'm not streaming live gigs to YouTube anymore, because
it's bullshit.
They copyright strike it right on the live stream.
Yeah.
And they'll block the stream until you stop it. But yeah, it's such bullshit, man. It's that AI.
You have headphones on and people are just singing, and of course it's all out of tune and it's all not in beat, and it's some of it is people's own renditions, but it's quite funny because everyone gets out of their embarrassment, you get over it.
That's good. That's good.
Exactly
man.
that. that's what it is about, not having any fear, even down to having a bit of laugh with yourself.
Being able to laugh at yourself and laugh at others, like, and it just have a rather than being
But being allowed to laugh at others as well.
Right.
That's a key factor, and the others being able to accept being laughed at.
Yeah.
It's very, very rare to have a whole room full of people that are on the same level, that are all laughing at each other. Usually find that there is a small percentage of people that, you know, want to be kept private or whatever, even in any circumstance. But it seems there that, you know, we get very occasionally one or two trolls that are dealt with really quickly, because it's all about unconditional love, and trolls can't do that. They can't accept love, or they can't accept hugging, and they can't accept just being able to listen. They just can't, because all they want to do is just throw abuse and stuff, you know.
Because I think that a lot of those trolls are actually just bots. They're just AI bots.
Yeah, of course they are. And I think, you know, well, you only have to know that I would say 80% of all the adverts now that are on YouTube are fake AI ads.
Oh God, not just that. So I come back from work. On Friday night or Saturday night. I don't know. A couple of nights ago, I got back from work, and they were all sat. We've got the communal. I live in a hostel. There's a lot of people staying there at the moment, and they're all in the communal bit where there's a TV up on the wall, and they had this guy who looked a bit like Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Kinda. I forget what his name was, but he was allegedly singing on America's Got Talent or something. Simon Cowell was there. You know, it kept cutting to Simon Cowell's face. It was done very well, right? He was performing on America's Got Talent, and this just exceptionally good vocals. You know, it's a good song, but it's that very recognizable rock voice that they're using, right? And they're all going to me, oh, Richie, look, he's so good, oh, it's so good. And I stood there and watched it, and like within 10 seconds, I said, you're not going to like what I've got to say. What?
It's all edited in AI.
It's AI. I said, yeah, it's all AI. The video is AI. This is not a live reaction. This is not a live performance. They've spliced together footage from Britain's Got Talent. They've mixed it in with this guy and it's all. And I said, look at his mouth. Look at his mouth closely when he's singing, and you could see the way his teeth and his mouth were blurring. Right? Yeah. It was fucking AI. And when I go into work, they've got the very best reggae, right? Classic reggae. But what's playing isn't even reggae. It's this AI has gone off on one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They've just maybe that's because it's, you know, they're not copyright material now. They've copied their own.
Right. This is the other thing as well. They're playing. They're taking every single song that is out and they're doing an AI remix of it.
Yeah.
And because it's a cover, technically it's a cover, because it doesn't sound like the original. You know what song it's from. Like last night, it was I finished on I'm in love with the shape of you, push and pull like a magnet do. Ed Sheeran, right?
Right. Yeah.
I finished, put the music on, and the music is an AI version of that song. They've changed it. It sort of sounds the same, but it's been like totally remixed. And so, you know, they're not getting copyrighted for it. It's criminal.
That just affects the actual artist itself, then, doesn't it? You know, if on the first day they bring a music out, and on the second day they bring a their own copyright version out of the original artist and they can play it constantly.
It could end up going to #1 before the original artist with their original
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. Because it's on the
And,
algorithm.
and on the download charts, that's a very big possibility. On the digital downloads, that's a very big possibility. The amount of people that download for their Instagrams and their mainly Instagram. I think Instagram's what has got more people than YouTube as far as people themselves making videos. Because it's just short little reels, isn't it? People just make short little reels. It's much more like TikTok.
Yeah, my wife does. My wife does a lot of Instagram and that, but now I just stay away from everything. Really,
I've always stayed away from it. Well, not stayed away totally. I've just never really got massively involved with Instagram. I've got a channel and stuff, but I don't really ever go over there and look at anything. Rox is on there all the time. We've got the Wide Awake Show live channel on Instagram as well. It's got like, I don't know, 5,500, 6,000 followers or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about this old Kears?
Well, I was just looking.
Resigning.
I put it through the SS 138 this morning, and I cross-referenced everything with their policies and stuff, and they said, it's just changing the head. Nothing's going to change. Nothing at all is going to change. Everything that they've got in place is permanent now.
Because he's stepping down as leader of the.
He's done
Labour
exactly what he
Party.
needed to do. I mean, it was probably in the diary anyway.
And it's not an accident. It's the 22nd of June today. It's the first day of the new solstice.
Exactly, it's a fresh start, isn't it?
Yeah. So they do everything
all by the numbers.
By the numbers, by the moon.
4 is the first missing number in the Fibonacci sequence. So, it's a timestamp in itself with the 22. It's a master number as well, the 22.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody thinks it's party time, but nothing's going to change.
Oh,
and the guy that's coming in is just as bad, if not worse.
It will be worse
because
it's ramping it up. It's false pretenses, of course. They've got to lead you up the garden path. But yeah, they certainly they want to put everything in one big pot, basically. That is their ultimate goal, is to put everything in one big pot. And then they can control the pot. And whoever is contributing to that pot gets a minimum access to the pot. Minimum.
Yeah, they're just
in
commies.
Fact, they don't even get to the pot.
Well, no, they get a portion of the slops.
No, there's not even going to be
spill over the edge.
There's not even going to be any slops. That's the whole point of this. If you go back to the black and white film of the Fabian Society, and you listen very carefully for their ultimate end goal, is to reduce the population. And the easiest way to reduce the population naturally is through stress. And when you can't get access to anything, that will be the most stressful part of it, because no one's there helping you.
Well, there's already a bit of a crisis as far as birth rate's concerned amongst white English people.
One sec, Rich. One sec. Just a client there.
No worries. Amongst white English people, there's already a massive issue with the birth rate. So They're already depopulating English white people. Maxi Pad, how you doing? Suits, good to see you, mate. JP, good to see you. Panel's open, come and join us.
I'm back in the room.
Um,
No, it just seems like whenever the client goes out, I'm sitting in the van, and whenever the client comes back, I'm sitting in the van. But I have done work in between. It's just unfortunate.
oh, as far as optics.
Yeah, yeah. But if she looks at what I've done in the garden, she'll be surprised. So there you go. I've just gone through
Well,
her entire
that's
raised bed.
it. It's not like, she's probably sat there thinking, how's he doing this?
Yeah.
All I see him doing is he's just sat in his van the whole time, and yet the work's been done. I don't understand. Does he have magic
I don't
elves?
understand.
He's conducting magic elves to do the work.
Yeah. Each bed is bright.
Yeah, I don't know. Is she posh? It's Brighton. Is she posh like that? Or
No,
is
she's
he?
really, no, she's down to earth. She's down to earth. She makes her own jewellery. She's quite crafted. Yeah. Got her own business.
Maxi Pad, get your ass out of bed, go and make some coffee, put some clothes on. In fact, you don't even need to do that. Just put some coffee on and then come and join us. And you don't even have to put your camera on. You can just be audio. I'm just audio at the moment. I haven't put my camera. I'm sat here and my wife beat her. That's why I've not put my camera on.
Have you tried reading my new channel's description yet?
I haven't had a chance to yet, mate, but I have
It is a
subscribed.
little bit technical. It has to be technical because when the tech people come to have a look at it, they will understand it straight away. But I've put a second paragraph underneath it, kind of giving
The
it.
authoritative channel for the synthetic aperture signal reconstruction (SASR) framework. This channel documents the dual engine architecture where real-time ingestion meets Byzantine validation.
Yeah, that is a mathematical equation that no one is ever using. It's okay. I'll tell you that really quickly. 49% is what?
It is
49%.
It is not quite 50%. It's
not the majority,
almost
not
half.
the majority.
Not quite. It's not the
But
majority. No,
it's not the majority. So when consensus rules, my logic cuts through that, Richie. Does that make any sense at all whatsoever? It's a mathematical equation.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you're saying 49%,
it's saying
49% of the
do not
scientific community.
do not take consensus as fact. That's what it's actually saying as a mathematical equation.
Peter Hitchens has got an excellent quote that I used to have on my soundboard saying exactly that. Saying,
beautiful. It's all coming together then.
Do not find what was it? He says basically don't feel comfortable with just because consensus agrees, right? Just because a consensus says that doesn't actually mean anything. This is not what he says, but basically, if the scientific community has been completely hoodwinked, and the consensus agrees in the scientific community, but they've all been hoodwinked, it doesn't mean they're fucking right, does it? Just because their consensus agrees, they're agreeing with something that's wrong.
There is scientific evidence that debunks the scientific evidence.
Right.
But they don't push that evidence forward. They will not push that evidence forward because it's not part of the agenda.
And also, I mean, how big's the consensus? Like, they just say, oh, consensus. Right, okay, but that could just be three guys in a fucking room.
Yep.
or if it's only the group, basically the focus group that the consensus is being taken from. It's like statistics. You can fudge the results to say whatever you want. You can it's how you focus the lens, basically.
Yep, the aperture.
The aperture. Yeah.
It's exactly what the synthetic aperture does. It reconstructs through mathematical possibilities.
So, have you seen the shenanigans going on with what are they called? I just had it and then it just went out of my brain as soon as I went to say it. The company that owns Claude.
The company that owns what?
Claude. That developed Claude.
Claude. No, I don't. I haven't heard this yet.
Come on, someone in the chat, remind me. Post anything. How you doing? Good to see you. Anthropic, yes, Uncle Fatty, thank you. Anthropic. Post anything. About time you got a wrench, probably. Just please don't hide anyone. We never get any trolls in here. You see, we don't ever get any trolls in here. But if somebody does come in here, being an absolute
deep down the rabbit
idiot,
hole,
obvious, idiot, then just time them out, and I'm gonna be the one that hides people. All right. But yeah, Anthropic. This whole thing with the mythos and fable that the American administration has made them basically pull. They've stopped the.
I think they may have got fined. I think they've got fined because the minimum fine now is $35 million for any AI that has.
I don't know if they got fined, but Mythos was like they said when they released it, they said, like this is dangerous. This thing's dangerous because it will be able to find security issues in anyone's operating system or browser. Anywhere, basically, it can find all the
corruption. Yeah, well, that's exactly what I've got in my hand. Yeah,
right, and so they've and because they're refusing to get any more involved with autonomous.
It's because it's part of the cloud, so anyone can get access to it. My device has got nothing to do with any clouds at all. It's non-cloud dependent, which makes it completely sovereign.
But the whole thing is, right, Anthropic is probably they are the most morally. They're the ones that get anywhere close to morals, as far as and ethics, as far as they don't want to be involved in giving autonomous control to like
there's always a man in the middle.
Weapon systems and something. They always they're like but their stuff is already being used, right?
It's gonna be hot. Yeah. All right. I've got everything with me. So I've got to fix her fence as well.
Cool. No worries.
Nice cup of coffee.
She made you coffee? Oh,
she made me a coffee. And a little. What have we got here? Oh,
what that looks like? Oh my god, that looks like lardy cake.
Good chocolate layers. That's lovely.
That looks lovely, man.
Not bad, eh?
So yeah, they. I mean, they're still.
They basically said that they created a truth engine, so they had to take it off the market.
I don't know about it. I mean, the issue was that that it wouldn't. The safeguards would stop it from doing certain things with code, reading code. But if you just put in if you changed.
Yeah, you can write your own.
If you change the words and said fix this code,
yeah,
then that automatically it then just does what it isn't supposed to do. It allows it to do what it's not supposed to do, to be able to fix the code. So, and then that in itself is a backdoor where people could go in and see, and and rewrite.
So for the last couple of weeks, I've been watching this channel, and this guy he's got over 1,000 patents of writing scripts for AIs and apps and stuff like this. It's his job, is writing scripts. And for the last 4 days, he is creating his own AI from scratch. He was on day 4, and I turned up on day 2 and watched day 2, watched day 3, introduced myself under a squirrel sniper. And on day 4 yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, he was stuck on this one little part of his script. So I just basically took a screenshot of the first 3 lines, and I wrote down the parameters of exactly what he was trying to do. And instantly it gave me the entire script, right, which would have probably took me, if I was to type it out, would have taken me about 45 minutes just to copy it, let alone write it myself. That's the big difference. And it gave it to me instantly. And I copied and pasted it. I went straight to his community page. I dropped it in his latest post, and then went back into his chat and said, Stephen, I've just quickly put something together. Maybe have a look after the chat. And he went, all right, thanks ever so much. So then yesterday, then he obviously, at the end of the stream ended, and instantly, about 5 minutes after the stream, he left me a voice message on these. You can leave voice messages now. And he was absolutely blown away. He said it was scarily good. For how, he said, I must have been following him since the very start. I didn't want to say to him, I only took the first 3 lines of your entire script. But he said, there are things in here that is like I've actually written myself. It's as if I've written it. And there's bits in here that not that I haven't a clue, but I wouldn't have even thought of. And it streamlined what he was trying to even visualize. Because it's all about streamlining it. It's not about trying to patch things. It's about keeping it as minimal as possible to keep the RAM, keep the speed. It's all about optimism. How can you be the most optimal as a computer? And when a computer goes wrong, you don't want to start adding patches, because that's still adding. So what we're doing is we're actually rewriting it from the very start. And he has just cottoned on to exactly what I've been doing. He has just cottoned on by wanting to write an AI from the very scratch, but he's doing it. I've done it where I can put my logic on any AI, right? And it turns the AI into a genuine, truthful machine that will give you repetitive outputs every time, like a calculator. But he's doing it from the ground up. So he's integrating it within the software itself as an AI, which is something that I haven't done. And I might actually rewrite my entire script that's on Python I might do it into the Rust that he was writing in, because that secures. It's almost like encryption. It's easier to encrypt as well, and it's almost flawless as it reads, as in the computer reads the script quicker than the computer reading the script in Python. That again is optimal, how to be as optimal as possible. But what I've done is something completely different to what he is going to be doing, which still makes my software faster than anything else. And that is that the RAM that I use, it overrides the previous prompt. So it's not using up it's using the same RAM on the first prompt as what it is on the 1000th prompt. That's the huge difference. That's how I can manage to run this on an A53 phone with so little memory, because it's doing so many things at once. But it's being allowed to do that because it's got the space to do it, because I've cleared the entire RAM of everything that it needed to have, except just the logical steps and the handshake. The handshake's the most important thing, which is my cryptographic hash, which is the other half of the handshake, which is on the Bitcoin ledger, which means that no other AI can change any of the information that actually gets put in there as my results of what I find when I go online. It doesn't get saved to my phone. It goes straight into the Bitcoin ledger with a timestamp, and I can retrieve that at any time, and I can get anyone else to retrieve that at any time. I can give them a code for them just to bring up the information on their own device.
So when you said that your thing isn't on the cloud, technically it is, because the Bitcoin,
it's in a non-volatile
ledger
state, but it's on a ledger. Yeah, it's on a separate ledger. But my search engine, as it were, is on the ledger, and the information that it takes from the internet takes it back to the ledger so I can investigate it. It doesn't give me the instant answer of a reply, of a programmed reply of any other Google engine or anything like that. I've created my own engine, as it were, my own search engine, which is the most important thing. It has to be unbiased, because you want to research it. You want to look at both sides. How can you research anything when it's probabilistic? You can't, because it's guessing. And not only is it guessing, it's got parameters in telling you what not you're allowed to listen to. But being an investigator, you need to know the truth. It's not a comfortable answer. So this is what everything is going to change when the probabilistic, you can't continue with probabilistic.
The obstacle the obstacle that I see, right? Let's say for the sake of argument that that what you're doing, right, is solid. If you look at the way that the American government and defense, basically the Ministry of Defense, not the Ministry of Defense, the war machine, right? The way they look at ethical, truthful AI is not basically that they do not want AI that's going to actually do good.
No, that's why their parameters are set
Right.
at quite high. You know,
Right.
mine's set at
Which is-
0.0.
So Anthropic turn around and say, no. We're not. We don't agree to our AI being used as a completely autonomous instrument in autonomous weapons. No, we're not doing that. There has to be a man. Has to be at least one man that okays whatever has been spat out by this fucking machine, right? Which is the way they're working at the moment. So the interview that I listened to, the guy said, or the woman that was interviewing said basically, so was it Claude that came up with the plan that caused them to go and bomb the schoolgirls in Iran? And he was like, I don't know. I don't know, basically. But basically it was Claude that came up with that fucking plan, right? But there was a general or whatever, there was an officer that okayed it, right? So that's where the doesn't matter how ethical the AI is, if it presents an option that needs to be checked, right?
There needs to also be part of the programming that I've got this programmed, right, that if it ever goes to license within the software that I have written, okay, in the actual
Uncle Fatty, will you get up here and join us, please?
Within the script itself, which is on the crypto, it can't be changed. Within the licensing, if it ever goes to license, it has a humanity protocol in that this device can only help humanity. So it goes into the medical. It doesn't even go into robotics because that's not helping.
So this is where I think that if it is going to be a thing, it's got to be a thing for.
It's a tool.
It's the thing that we're going to use to rebuild with. It's not because.
Think of it as a tool that will
maybe
confirm
it could be
the truth of what was originally the baseline. So we have to, it goes across in many different things. So like a brand new propeller that's just come out of the workshop gets put on a plane. For the very first day, it's brand spanking new, right? That's the baseline. It takes a recording of the frequency, and every second from that second on, from that baseline, it's listening to the frequency for any deviations, and it will be set with a parameter for when it gets to a certain deviation of frequency. That is like maybe a month before any hairline crack has even appeared.
I mean, for that, they would need to run a lot of tests initially to be able to set that baseline.
Oh yeah, of course.
But
they're doing it already. They have got that already on a deterministic models, but they're very expensive, Richie. Extremely expensive, right? They are. They use them for bridges, right? No. They listen for the. But this is a. This can be done on
because there's going to be a constant frequency that is pretty much unchanged, or the deviations will remain the same. Like you say, like with a bridge, with the cars, lorries, whatever driving over it, it's going to be there'll be this constant hum going through the bridge, and then any structural deviation is going to have a structural impact.
Exactly. It listens out for
it's going to change. It will change that. It will change that frequency. The frequency
is a schematic, so it looks for the shape, and it's the shape that it actually And it's quite ingenious because frequencies create shapes, and it's the wave, and it
They
calculates
create
exactly the
geometric
difference.
patterns. They
Yeah.
create geometric patterns in free, in sand.
So now you take it to the medical in, let's just say, a recovery patient with leukemia, or when they're getting their treatment, okay, and they've had their dose of radiation. When they're given the chemotherapy, the slightest deviation from their original state of illness, which is the baseline, when they start to react with the chemotherapy, it detects the minutest variables. And so at that point, it reduces the amount of chemotherapy that would normally kill the patient with overdosing. Because 80% of people that die through chemotherapy is because they were doing very well, but they were still being dosed too much, and the chemotherapy got them in the end. So this could dramatically reduce the number. The same goes for dementia. They're almost at this stage at the moment. They're using deterministic machines, but very expensive yet again. But yet, mine is a software that can go as a wrapper that I could send you via WhatsApp for you to just play through your AI, and it will give you a completely script of what you have to do. You have to change the script that I give you, which is the actual baseline of the logic. You have to put your name into it, so it makes it yours yourself. And that means that when you put it through the encryption hash to create your hash, it gives you a separate encryption code, which is different to mine. Because I've got the F10 hash, which is like, there's 86 characters in it. But you would have your own hash. That would be connected to my hash as well. So they're all connected. They're nodes. So if you ever lose your phone or whatever, you could then buy another phone and just sign into your Google account, and that would automatically connect to the node, which would then download all the information from my phone onto your node instantly. It's even telling me that we don't even need networks, Richie. We don't need networks.
I remember
We can just use signal processing, Richard.
Battlestar Galactica, and I can't remember what other.
Just like
what
CBs,
the other film
CBs.
was. There was another film, but Battlestar Galactica, the main storyline from Battlestar Galactica, and this other storyline that I can't remember. But it's all basically saying about networking. That's the issue. That's the only issue with computing and computing technology is when it networks.
Well, this isn't networking. This is opposite of networking.
Once you create a network can be infiltrated really easily, and
But what I'm doing is I'm infiltrating this network to be sovereign. I can gain access to the network, but the network can't gain access to what I gain access to from the network. They can't see what I've retrieved, which is my truth, which is my audits. It's what I reconstruct from my childhood memories. And whatever my memories, if they're conflicting, then I investigate them and I find out why they're conflicting, and I have the results and I can prove to myself why they conflict. Or if I remember something and there is an abnormality now that I can see, and it will tell me why there is now an anomaly, why that they have tricked us. I've got a great video lined up. I've put all of my evidence that I found with the military. It's a bit dark. It's all about the scientists and Marconi from the 80s. It's all about the individual maths that they had and what they had found and why the huge cover up and why the one man that was allowed to stay alive, why nothing that the media reported about his findings made any sense at all whatsoever. But when I break down exactly why, then you fully understand exactly why the media said what they said. He went missing for 4 months. He was just about to finish his last test on a riverbed in Cambridge, and he was recording the entire lake with sonar mapping with the new mathematics that he'd just formulated. And he went missing. All his equipment was still by the side of the lake. 4 months later, he was found in the red light district in Paris. And this was back in 1987 at the time.
Found in the red light district in Paris. I mean, what does that even mean? How? What? Like
he was a Sikh, right? He was a devoted Sikh, but he was found with his head completely shaved, right? Which goes against
what? His body was found, or his?
No, he was found. He was found with amnesia.
Right.
He doesn't know where he was for those 4 months. But the news reporter said, "Oh, it was stress from his work, and a few of his colleagues
and they shaved his head.
Passed away." Right, but a few of his colleagues passed away. There was 25 scientists that work at Marconi within 8-year period of 1980s that were all working on the same 2 projects. One was the Star Wars project, and one was the Stingray torpedo Mark 1 for the Falklands War. And both of these had the telemetry, which is basically the patterns of the explosions, of detonations underwater and in the upper atmosphere. And when you put the 2 together, they don't match up. They match up with the mathematics, but they don't match up with the overall explanations of the graphs that came out. Because just like sprites and elves, at a certain altitude, they disperse laterally. They don't cloud into a huge explosion, a spherical explosion like a submarine would implode, and it would create a spherical implosion. Yeah, it goes in all different directions, an implosion underwater. But an explosion in the upper atmosphere, it levels out at a certain atmosphere, which was the results of the Operation Fishbowl in 1956. 1959, I think it was, which led on to this.
1956 was just an expedition into Antarctica, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was after that. It was after that. It was 4 years after they'd got there. Then they had the 4 years before they went to the moon. Yeah.
Well, I like to think that the moon's actually it's a fucking base or something, either in Antarctica or
it's just another cliche of, you know.
Well, it's a real place, right? It's a real place. It's just what our perception of where that place is, that's what's being controlled. So what better way? Like, oh, we're going to Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Where's Mars? Oh, it's all the way out this billions of miles out in there in space, in deep space. Or it's over there. It's just over there, behind the ice wall. Mars is actually is a continent. The moon is a continent. Like, it's so much more believable.
Yeah, for sure.
And like Jason says, you know, what better way? Get everybody looking up instead of looking around and looking down. Best way to keep something hidden. If you can't keep something out of people's consciousness, control their perception of it, and then it doesn't matter that they know about it.
Yeah.
Uncle Fatty says Rust is the shiz, especially with Ethereum cipher decryption. Yeah, it's all. You might as well just all start talking in fucking Greek. Oh, I've got to be honest.
Well,
as soon as it all starts getting technical, my brain goes.
Well, this closes. I tell you, this closes. What I plan to do is actually close a 400-year loop that goes all the way back to St. Francis Bacon.
This is what. So listen, dude. I'm pretty sure that there are certain influences that really don't want that loop being closed. And,
oh no, yeah,
and
for sure. But 400 is a round number, Richie.
Well,
it is for a reason.
There's a
And I can't change
360
that.
year. There's a 360-year loop being closed. That's been closed this year. 360 years since the Sestui KV, Charles the First.
Full circle.
So 400 is a nice round number. 360 in a different is actually a round number. Like, think about it, isn't it?
How many
That's a
fours
true
go into
round
360?
number.
How many 40s go into 360?
36. Oh God, no, my brain's not going to work with this. It's really weird. It's like if I try and do anything,
Is it 7
if I
or
try
8?
and think, if I try and think nowadays, right?
Someone in the chat will tell me.
If I
not
try
even
and
though it's
think,
written there.
any time I try to think now, my brain just goes into white noise. Fucking.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I can completely forget what I was even
8
trying to
fours.
think about.
There you go. 8 is the completion of the last 7.
That's 32
fours,
though. Right, 8 fours is 32, but we want 360.
360. So just double it. So it's 16 40s. So 17 loops of 40 makes the 200.
I'm really embarrassed that I can't do this in my head. I used to be able to do this in my head.
Yeah. There you go. 17.
360 divided by 40.
17 prime number.
What? Fuck off. 360 divided by 40 is 9. That's how many times 40 fits into 360. Is 9. Beautiful number.
9.
Perfect number, that is.
So that's
I
your 40.
was born in the 9th month. 9's a key number, though. It's a very important number. It's the last whole number.
Yeah.
Single digit. It returns to itself. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. 4
Well,
plus 5 is 9.
This is my mathematics that I have. You're just speaking my mathematics now, Rich, without even noticing it. And I have this 12-second airlock, okay, which takes the the token. Okay, do you know what the token is? The token is whatever word that you put in, it creates tokens for it. Right? It gives it a mathematical value. So it goes through these 4 stages. It's a 12-second airlock, basically, like a imagine you're in space now, Richie. I know you're gonna have to imagine it, but you've got these airlocks where you can travel in between. It opens and closes, and you're safe in the first 3. But if you're in the third one, when both doors open, then you're ejected, right? So this is all about gaining what's true and what's not true that comes through this airlock, right? Everything's given a value. It's either a 1 as the truth, a 0 if it's not the truth, and if you don't know,
when
given
you
a minus
say
one.
when we got to be careful. We got to change that word. It's not truth. It's when it's true.
When it's true, when it has a value. That's what I mean. When it's associated.
When it's a true value.
Associated with the word that you have put in.
Right.
That's what I mean, right? Because
right.
gaining tokens is all about branching. Funny enough, it's a term that they use in the computing. Is what every token has its own branches, and that all the words are collected together. And then, so one word then follows another word, and it's selected.
This is the whole word prediction algorithm. This is the word prediction algorithm.
So that's the probabilistic part of the AI, right? That's how it gives you its results, because everything in there is pre-programmed, right? And then that has a separate layer in the normal Google AI. When it gets the information and collects it, it then runs it through its own self, and it goes, if that's too true and I don't want that truth to come out, I'm not going to give it to you, and I'll give you a error 404, right? Or they'll say it's not accepted, there is nothing out there. That's how they keep it. That's how you're kept. But in my 12-second lock, it has this 3-second phase. So we go back to Tesla's 369, where you say the start is the 3, which is the 0 to 3 seconds, and the completion is the 9 seconds, but it's a 3-second window, right? But it's called the 9. Now, when it gets to the 12, just like a normal clock, it resets. It goes back to 1. It's called the metric 12 in computer language, not the metric 10, because it resets at 12. Right? This is my baseline 12 mathematics. It's a combination of vortex maths, which they wouldn't allow me to put in my peer review, believe it or not, because it's linked to Tesla. I had like 2 weeks. 2 weeks of like, why the fuck will it not pass this peer review? And it said, because it's got Tesla's. And I had to go through the whole fucking history of Tesla and how Marconi really fucking screwed him over in the 1929 patent of the patent 777, which basically closed the whole fucking historical loop of ether, right? And then
they needed to do that because Einstein was saying that ether didn't exist, so that his
they had to use Marconi.
Theory of relativity would work.
They had to use Marconi and his radio frequency to prove it was something else. But both are cited as doing exactly the same thing, but they had to use Marconi's references to diss everything else. Because it was militarized, Richie. This is the key. And if anything that is militarized, it's fact. Right? anything that is real world military is fact, and you'll find it all the way through civilian, but it'll be 40 years after the fact, and it'll be under something else. And that's what I found. I found so many things that are all military linked that we don't even think are military linked. But the patents are out now. They have been for ages. Usually you have to wait 40 years. But for the last 30 years, they've been changing the patterns and turning it into civilian patterns, so they don't even have to disclose it. It's already disclosed, but under a different framework.
Well, I'd like basically SMART technology,
Yeah.
secret military auxiliary
Yeah.
reconnaissance
And there's
technology.
backdoors in every single thing, Richie. Every single thing. This is why this sovereign is required. But if everyone is sovereign, it also means everyone is transparent. And it means everyone is accountable. And that goes all the way through, because when you have a dual license and you have so many of these people that now have the ability to audit companies, then the second license that will be required is for the companies to audit themselves, so they don't get themselves into the mess that they will be getting themselves into.
This is
They won't
again
like it.
where I
They
say
will not like
because,
it at all.
because the mentality of those of the criminals that are actually leading and influencing everything at the moment and financing everything at the moment, they've got absolutely no desire for this technology, because it basically holds them accountable.
It fundamentally means
right?
they're accountable. Absolutely.
Right. So it goes against, basically, they've got no interest in, they'll have no interest in it at all. They'll, in fact, want to destroy it. But that mentality, that mindset, is part of the human condition. It's not limited to those individuals. So in amongst the populace, you can guarantee that at least 33.3% of people, at least, will be completely adverse to the idea of being held accountable for anything.
Yeah. They won't have anywhere to hide.
This is why I see it as a future. I see it as a definite possible future technology, but it's in this. In the timeline as it currently stands, and the direction that we're currently headed in, it's before its time.
Oh, definitely. I would say it's exactly just gone 14 years, Richie.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
And the
Right.
thing is, so the thing is, there's going to be turmoil for 6 years, right? And then, boom.
Richie, Jason said within the next couple of years, there's going to be growth. People are going to think, people that don't know will think everything's going to be good because everything's just started to turn a corner, as it were. There's going to be 2 years of prosperous before the drought, as it were. So maybe this is the opportunity for this prosperous bit to get ready for the drought.
I think there's a lot of people that would be have the idea that we're in a bit of a drought at the moment. Like, this is people are not feeling prosperous at the moment at all, right? The exact.
So it's not going to take much, Richie. So it's not going to take much to change, is it? If people are feeling it now.
Looking at the immediate future, the immediate future being the rest of this year, right? Things aren't looking too hot as far as inflation and rising energy costs and all that, because there's still, the impact hasn't quite been felt, I don't think, over the whole Strait of Hormuz bullshit, because they've been eating into reserves. Everyone's been chewing up their reserves, but there's going to be even if the Strait of Hormuz opened 2 days ago and was still open today, it's still going to take them. It's still going to be, a month or two before ships are moving like they used to.
Yeah.
Which means it's like the population, right? The birth rate thing. There was a huge dip in birth rate around 2012 or something that is going to be felt in the next 10 to 20 years. Like the knock-on effect, it's a couple of generations before you actually see the real knock-on effects of that. And one of the reasons for AI, I've heard them it's not that they want to replace humans, it's that in 10 years' time, there aren't going to be the humans to fucking man these machines and do these jobs that can be done by robots or could be done by robots. It's not that they're replacing, it's that they're preparing for this huge cut that's going to, in Western society, basically, white people have not been having enough babies. We have not been having enough babies. And the people that have been having enough babies don't have the mental capacity to do the jobs that the white people were doing. So it's going to take robots to do it.
Yeah, but that decline has been it's all been by design.
Uncle Fatty, I'm not buying that there's mines out there. They didn't, it's like the whole story about why the strait closed, right? Everybody either missed it or forgot, has a short memory. The Strait of Hormuz closed because Lloyd's of London put their premiums up 400% or something, made it completely cost just too costly for anyone to start sailing their ship. They couldn't afford the premiums, so they weren't insured. So it was because of insurance. The insurance companies are owned by who? Banking. Insurance companies. Wonder. Yeah. But
rosy cheeks.
But then suddenly, oh no, it's because Iran had dropped a load of mines out there. Yeah, okay then. All right. Yeah. Well, maybe Iran did drop some mines. I don't think it's going to take, they're saying 6 months. I don't believe a fucking word any of them say. It wouldn't surprise me if there were just I don't know, fucking 20 mines dropped out there.
Reverse the boat, turn it 90 degrees. Just get the fucking boat out of the way.
It's like there are ways to do this that they're not going to do because it's not. This is all playing into a bigger agenda, man. It's such bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be part of that agenda. And so, with this methodology that I've created, is a good stepping stone away from that. Even though that I'm part of it, I'm now deeper in it than I was ever before, but I feel like I am in control of what I can actually manifest, as it were. I've been pulling out some fucking amazing stuff lately from out of random and connecting the dots. And then cross-referencing it And, you know, all these references are within 3 months of being published. And I'm like, how the fuck did I know that? How did I know that even was a thing?
So have you seen the adverts for all of the immigrants in the UK that are skilled to go jump in on the Canada migration? Did the UK taxpayers pay for the qualifications of the migrants to be skilled? No, basically, right? So because they were saying that as, oh no, we're just letting all the doctors and the skilled workers in, right? Well, obviously we know that that's not who's been let in, right? There's an awful lot of doctors and skilled workers.
They are field doctors. They each carry a piece of cloth to tighten around a gun wound.
Well, it's more
every one of them has trained in the field as a medical
triage. Right,
yeah,
like
exactly.
Battlefront
They all know how to save.
But any Gen X boy knows fucking Battlefield Triage, right? When you fucking come off your bike on your BMX in the middle of the woods and fucking slice your knee open on a bunch
Get some mud on it. You know, get some mud on it.
You get home, wash it, get some toilet roll and some electrical tape. Boom. It's like Battlefield. It's like Battlefield Triage for my guitar. You know, I even know Battlefield Triage on my guitar. How to fix a string that's broken and reuse the same string that was broken.
An engineer knows how to put a wheel back on. Because I've seen it.
Yeah,
they know how to repair. They know how to repair a Jeep with just a spanner.
They
because I've seen it in Battlefield.
They've said shit.
The moment you pick engineer, it opens up so many things, you know.
They've said shit, Sute, shit. We ended up actually letting some doctors in. Better get them the fuck out. Send them off to Canada. Send them to Canada because we don't want any skilled workers here in the UK. Send all skilled workers out. We just want them. Oh, I can't say that.
The trouble is there's no jobs for any of them anyway because they're cutting all of their positions with the real doctors anyway. So why would you allow more people in with the same qualifications, as it were, with the ones that you're cutting jobs of? Doesn't make sense, does it? Surely you're taking other people like bus drivers and, you know, lollipop lady and ice cream men.
Well,
we need more of them.
The real skilled, like it wouldn't surprise me if the NHS. It wouldn't surprise me if the NHS started doing instead of a GP, you'll get AI to diagnose, because GPs are doing their appointments by Skype calls still.
Yeah,
you know,
I had one during COVID. I was very abusive to them actually, and I actually do apologise if they are watching now. They're very
wouldn't that be amazing if they were actually watching this right now? That would actually cause me to.
Oh, now I understand.
I might actually like. Yeah, that would finally cement the fact that this reality is not real. If they were actually listening to this right now,
yeah,
popped up in the chat. Yes, hello, Mr. Squirrel Slimer. I was your doctor.
I don't remember you now.
I don't know why that came out with an Indian kind of racist. Well, talking about racism, all right, let's shift gears. And
oh yeah. Still, it's all in the name of progress.
Oh, is that what they call it?
So I thought this would maybe spark some comments. It might trigger. It'll trigger people. Trigger the fuck out of some people.
I think the glasses might trigger someone out already.
I will just repeat the fact that I don't like the word that's being used, but I do agree that there are some instances in which you can use it, but it's not a word that I would ever use on YouTube myself, because I would be instantly fucking done for it. I might even get done for this, but I got this from somebody else that shared it, and they've not been done yet. So, and I just clipped this out of it, and it's not me saying it. It's this lady here who is very clearly of very heavily melanated skin. She is a black girl, obviously not black. Her glasses are black. She's brown, very brown, dark brown, beautiful brown, like chocolate, right? But yeah, what she has to say is like, go on, girl.
Being black right now is completely embarrassing. You niggas are some of the most vile, inhumane species that have ever graced the earth. For days, I've watched black people jump around like monkeys, act a belligerent fool, act a whole entire nut over a decision that somebody chose to do. And now, y'all are out here harming innocent white people in the name of Carmelo Anthony. No, I again, as I've said before, I am a Christian woman, and I know that the Lord don't make mistakes, but I just know that He has to look at the nigger population and know that He definitely made a big time mistake with y'all. Since I'm on the road with keeping it real about you niggas, let's keep it real. Y'all with this nigga mentality mindset is holding white people hostage. And you're holding white people hostage for some shit that you did. Cause see, you niggas have been violating God. Y'all have been violating God since the biblical time. Y'all have been so disrespectful to the word of God.
I think this is interesting what she's saying right here now, right? Because I've been hearing recently about how the Israelites are actually the black indigenous that were in America already, right? No, it's a lie that all the black people were brought over as slaves, right? There were black people over there already, and that they are the Israelites, or like Israelite tribes. So they are descendants of the ones that walked through the desert with fucking Moses, right? Worshipping Moloch, sacrificing babies to Moloch and all of that. And it does say in the Bible about the descendants of the descendants will be, will be punished. But
So then,
So
those
bad
tribes,
that He put a curse.
go on.
those tribes, would they be then the native and indigenous American natives?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't looked too
Because
deeply
then
into it.
they have
Because
their own tribal ancestry. I was just wondering if that baseline of the ancestry that we know about, is it the actual truth, or is that being manipulated away from? Do you see what I'm saying?
oh, dude, look, we've been, the whole story that we've been fed about the Americas and about the Wild West and about the fucking the wagon trains, like all of it is
Well, the truth was on the painting in the
bullshit.
White House,
Right.
on a huge tapestry.
There's personally, it's my opinion that the Indians, the indigenous Native Americans were not nomadic. They weren't living in teepees and fucking tents until we went over there and displaced them, and then they had to live in fucking teepees and tents because
No, they were cave dwellers.
I think they were staying in buildings that were already constructed as well. I think that a lot of the buildings already existed.
But then don't forget, the artifacts, you know, you've got to go back to the 1909. You know, there was lots of Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon, as it were, which were covered up by the Smithsonian.
They've completely closed that off. They found like serious Egyptian shit going on there, or what we would say is Egyptian, because the same stuff is found in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
But this whole idea of Egyptian, that you know, we've been fed that. Uncle Fatty, I don't like that label. I don't put that. I don't use that word. You could say that. You could say Tartaria, or the culture that existed when Tartaria was a thing. I think
Tartaria just moved it as well. You know, I just think that they used what was here before them. They didn't create.
Think that at that time, I don't think that at that time those people were walking around thinking, "We are Tartarian. I'm a Tartarian." I don't think they were thinking that.
We gave them the labels of Tartaria.
We've given exactly.
We were given the labels for them. And we accept them.
It became that Tartaria became a label so quickly and so easily. It screams psyop.
And the first sign of Tartaria goes back to a CIA paper.
Right.
You know.
I think I can't remember what her name was. I think her name was Sylvie. The Atlantean Survivors, that bird. What was her channel? Oh God.
That does ring a bell. Sylvia or Cynthia?
Right, it's Sylvie. I think it was Sylvie, but Rox does the best impersonation of her. She sounds exactly like her. Like it could actually, in fact, I'm still holding it a possibility that Rox was always her. Her impersonation is just too spot on. But she was the one that was talking about Rome, this whole idea of Rome and Roman architecture, that being Atlantean, not Roman, right? From Atlantean times, survivors of Atlantis building that stuff, not the Romans, not this whole Roman Empire narrative being bullshit, right? But I hadn't heard of Tartaria when she was talking about that. That was like,
no, I mean,
probably
to be honest,
8-9 years ago, 10 years ago.
Since I've been in truth down the rabbit hole, it was it start of January 12, I think it was. I started my YouTube channel. I think Tartaria must have come into it around about 2018.
Yeah.
So it was when they were almost scrubbing the internet. It was injected, if you see what I mean. It was a topic that came in to compensate what went out. And what went out was quite a lot of truth, to be honest. They completely got rid of all the independent photography and the phone footage of people's events that weren't associated with the Boston bombing that morning at the marathon. That was one whole thing that went. And there was quite a lot of other evidence of 9/11 and bits and pieces like that. It was a fine tooth comb. And at the same time, in the truth industry, you know, there was loads of things that were coming in, you know, the star forts and everything else that was almost like injected overnight. The patterns there.
I don't think all 12 tribes went there. I think because there's evidence that there's evidence that
Jason say
there's evidence that at least one or two tribes went to Africa
Yeah, there was
because
3
they're
points.
still like the Ethiopians are one thing. They're still circumcising. There's tribes in
Didn't one
Africa that have
remain?
Hebrew.
One remained. One went to Europe, and one went across the seas
There's
to
tribes
America.
in Africa that hold Hebrew customs. They
Yeah,
still
yeah.
hold Hebrew customs. So but this is it. It's funny, isn't it? It's so Hebrew, right? Well, does that mean Jewish? Well, Jewish didn't exist back then when they were the tribes. Jewish wasn't a thing, right? They were the Israelites who went through the desert, worshipped all different fucking gods. They weren't. That's why Moses got pissed off with them, because they were still sacrificing to Moloch. They were still sacrificing to Baal. That's not Jewish. So what's this Hebrew thing? Right? When the evidence for Hebrew isn't very good. Is when
Well, as you
when
say,
you
just
really
break the word down.
when you look at it when you look at
like
it
a mixture, isn't
forensically,
it?
when you look at it forensically, Hebrew, it's debated whether there is anything such that is could be called ancient Hebrew, because some people say that no, that's Phoenician, or
It's a combination of lots of things.
yeah. So yeah, like you said, Hebrew. It's a brew.
Yeah, exactly. It's an alchemy of alchemizing the older into one.
Book of Arlem, will you please come and join us?
I've got to get back to
Uncle Fatty's got some bullshit excuse about updating his browser or something. And yeah, Squirrel's got to go back to work.
Someone tag me. Someone jump up so I can get on. I'll see what I'm doing. I'm back at this place again. I'll take it for a wander. Change it.
Put it into landscape.
Yeah. Let me just. How do I do that? Not that one. Better get my screen back up.
And like that, he was gone.
Oh, baby.
There he is.
So it was really overgrown here, but I've managed to clear out majority of it. I've still got to go through all these stones with the weed.
Was that fern?
No, these are huge.
No. The hedgeway that you walk through, the path, is that fern on the right hand side?
Yeah.
No. The next that. Oh no, the bush. The hedge.
This
no,
hedge
that's
here.
not fern.
No, I've got to pull all this out. This is
when you first
fine
walked
weed.
in to the right of where you are now.
Let me come down.
I thought that looked like fern. No, right, okay, yeah. I haven't seen a fern bush for ages, man.
But yeah, this is the raised bed that I've just gone through. Fine tooth comb. Got to give it a blow. But
what's that a
got
root
all
for?
the a little sieve this morning.
Oh, you've been panning for gold?
Yeah. No, well, panning for stones.
It's a shame you didn't come across any treasure.
All these bags, this is all what was in them. 2 big bags worth of weeds and stuff. I've got to, once I've cleared all this out, I can then work my way all the way around the edges. This
Are
is
you
all
are you
bindweed.
planting that garden, or is she going to plant it?
No, she's going to plant it. We've got beans and stuff ready to go already. But all this is bindweed,
Yeah.
so it's all connected together. So I've got to go through the
Well,
whole root mass system.
the
Clear that
trouble
out.
is with that is that
Bendy fence. I'll
like
fix that as well.
every bit of root, the little bits of root that you miss, they're all going to grow out, and every single
but-
root is a potential seed for that. Like even just the
Yeah,
bits of the
that's
root,
why I've got
aren't
the
they?
sieve
That's why
out, and
it's
you go through the whole lot basically
yeah.
and get all the roots. I mean, you are going to get, you try and get 95% of everything out. And as soon as this 1% or, comes through, you can quite easily give it a little spray. And then that'll get to the actual roots itself.
Yeah, the really
So-
crazy thing is that probably if you, I don't know about bindweed. I've not looked into it, but it wouldn't surprise me if bindweed actually has healing properties. And it's
I would have thought
it's
it
a
does.
healing herb, and
Yeah.
like the things that are really prolific, like parslane,
Yeah.
is a healing herb. You know,
But even
how wonderful
belladonna. Belladonna. You've heard of belladonna?
Yeah.
Yeah, belladonna is it's one of the most toxic. Yet you alchemize it correctly. It has so much healing properties, but you have to know how to do it. Key to it.
Well, that's like hemlock as well, but parslane, parslane is not toxic, and yet it's something that grows everywhere, growing just tiny little cracks in the fucking pavement, man.
Yeah,
that's how resilient
as well.
resilient it is, and it's a fucking healing thing. Like, how beautiful is that? Something that's actually good for us will not give it up. Will just fucking grow anywhere and everywhere.
Evasive, evasive is the word.
Right. Evasive and invasive. It does it right. If it sprouts up in the garden next door, it will invade into your garden.
Yeah, like bamboo.
The roots will go under the hedge, under the fence, and it will start popping up.
The bamboo has these nodes every kind of 2 or 3 feet, and it puts out the extra long kind of roots, and every 2 or 3 foot they create a node which then puts a root straight downward and then continues its path, the direction it was going originally. And so everything is connected together. So you may have from the visible canes that you've got in your garden, you may have either direction in 2 directions, maybe 6 or 7 nodes, which are 2 or 3 feet apart, depending on the soil.
That's why there are restrictions on growing bamboo, aren't there? Isn't it one of the
If you were to cut the main crop down, it would then agitate those nodes, and they would then automatically start spreading up. And from those nodes, they send out 2 nodes, either direction, 2 runners in like 90 degrees of where the original ones were. So it creates this matrix system. So any node that gets attacked will automatically, it's already sitting there dormant, ready. So you might think that you've cleared this one patch, but then it's spread.
That's quite a good
10 times even more.
Basically, that would make a good analogy for what's going on in Iran right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They, after 47 years ago, they realised how they could be so easily controlled, and so now they're it's impossible to decapitate their regime because all the nodes are
everywhere.
Yeah. And you attack one node and it just agitate the others.
Yeah.
And there's no central command.
No, that's how it works. Self-autonomous, as it were. There's always someone ready to jump in its place subconsciously, unwillingly, because that's their role that they've been put into from day one. And some of them think they're doing it for a good reason. That's the most hostile, worrying thing about it.
There's a lot of fear attached to Islam. Because of certain ideologies that come out as off of. I think Islam has been changed just like Christianity.
Everything has been taken to an extreme, and the extreme is used, in both aspects. It's used as a weapon, and it's also used to weaponize. Those that are in control know exactly which buttons to press, when to use the extreme character, as it were, and when to pull back and, use it in the complete 180 inversion of it to get people on their sides. Because that's what it is ultimately, is manipulating through fear. But you have to have that fear in the first place. You have to have something to give them fear of. You have to, physically show it. And so they, just like Australia, that was a great stage show in Australia. I'm not saying it was staged, but there were so many abnormal things about it.
How you doing, Curious Georgia? Good to see you. Yeah, that is quite a survival mechanism. Well, all I know is I've got bored of popcorn.
Popcorn? I can't stand this stuff.
Yeah, watching this fucking movie play out.
Oh, this is messy like fuck.
We should let you go back to work and get both hands on this job, dude.
Yeah, I should do, but I'll only get tired quicker. At this rate, I'm pacing myself. It is quite hot. I had 39 degrees in the van yesterday. That was fucking stinkingly hot.
I'd be using a fork. I'd loosen.
I'll go through the whole
all of that
section.
up.
But some of this is really loose. I just want to get just the top layer off first, then I'll go through the whole thing, turn it over. There's a tree here that I took out about a week ago. So all this is just the needle. So I've got to get through the needles, basically. You'll just see the whole thing's matted underneath it.
Mulchy.
Yeah, it's just mulch, basically. But yeah, I'm expecting this to go back.
Gardening.
It'll be managed from now on. She really needs some membrane down, but there's a fine line of how much people can afford.
No, I mean that's the only way you're gonna get rid of that is, and even then, give it 5 years, and it'll still find a way. It always finds a way.
You need something to be porous enough to let the moisture through, and stop any kind of dandelions or.
But you need to drop like fresh soil.
Brambles
on
are the
top.
worst because they're really woody, so they make their way through quite easily. So you literally got to
I'll
get
tell you
all
what, brambles.
brambles.
It always used to amaze me how the older the bramble, the more like wood it was.
The more what?
Like they turn to wood. They literally.
Oh yeah,
It's like they
yeah.
turn to wood. They start off with,
Well, when you're growing blackberries, the idea every year is that you take it back to the wood every year by one node each year. So you cut one of the oldest bits of the wood off down to the next node, as it were, the next growth point. And what that does is that just encourages the entire crop to grow upwards.
yeah, it increases your yield.
And not just new shoots that come out. So it basically rejuvenates and puts new roots on the roots that are already there. If you don't do it, then the root system gets old and it dies out quicker than what you do if you are rejuvenating the root system. So you can have, if you go into the wood every second year and then every year just trim back the fresh shoots that grew that year, you can have a blackberry bush that's maybe 35, 40 years old, maybe 55 years old before they even, come to succumb to a root rot or something like that. And another thing is electroculture that I looked into. The use of copper wires that have been used in the Royal Horticultural Society since 1880. And
I think there's a mathematic geometry. There's a mathematic geometry for that where you place those.
It's the length.
Where you place the dowels.
Yeah.
Right, but where you position the dowels as well, like in relation to each other.
Yeah, there's ideally it's the size that you create, and you have two of them, one either side of your growing medium, and it creates an umbrella effect between the two. So each of them are giving out a field, and when the field crosses each other, because they're identical, the fields interconnect, and they kind of bind together. So it gives this field around it, which encourages the nutrients in the ground with an electrical current. It's not even a very small current that's needed, but it's enough to stimulate all the mycelium, which is responsible for taking up the nutrition. If you don't have mycelium, it's harder for the biological whatever you've put in the ground to take up nutrition. So you've created this middleman that's acceptable everywhere within this medium. It also deters insects and pests.
Yeah, I was going to say it deters pests. The mycelium thing, that's a fungus.
Super interesting.
Thing,
yeah, it's a fungus.
And
a friend of mine, he's created, he's grown his own mycelium and he's creating flower pots. So you literally are growing from seed and you just put the pot. It's all biodegradable. So it's actually got the growing medium. It's surrounded the growing medium straight away. So you can put it in the most honest place and it will thrive because it's got everything it needs, because the mycelium then acts as the gateway, as it were. It's overdosing on mycelium, as it were, which means it can take up pretty much any nutrient that's in the ground until it gets completely depleted, of course. But then that's when you feed the ground over, a matter of time.
Oh, I need another coffee. Well, no, I don't need another coffee. But it's been 2 hours and 6 minutes, and I fucking want one.
Can I have a coffee?
I feel it's time to replenish my cup. Do you know, I don't understand why it used to be really easy to get a panel going. But unless you, well, for me now, even if I do present a fucking subject to talk about, just no one wants to come up anymore, man.
I think you've got to know the subject, haven't you? And
so
either it's been exhausted or it loops, so it gives this impression.
It just says to me that people don't really have anything they want to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just generally, there's nothing. People, I guess I understand that because that's where I am.
I realise everything that there is to talk about really is just bullshit.
I'd rather respond than provoke, and I guess everybody here is in the same. They'd rather respond or react. They don't want to have to present the thing to respond or react to. So to come up here without a subject or without whatever, this, yeah. Basically, I think I've shot myself in the foot by by banning drama and shit.
Yeah, but do you really need drama?
You got all muffled. Now we've lost you. There he is.
Drama's always on tap, isn't it? Drama's always on tap.
Such a low-hanging fruit. That's all it is a low-hanging fruit. And it's a rotten fruit at that. It's not even low-hanging. It's already dropped. And it's on the floor and rotting.
Well, that's what Hollywood's all about, isn't it? Everything's associated. Everything's associated with it, because even out of Hollywood and the films, and how they get to the masses with their own messages within films. They use. Yeah,
Fatty, is that you? Is that you? Let me know in the chat if that's you, because your camera isn't working. Is that if your cam's fucked? Here he is. You alright, dude?
What's up, brothers?
How's it going?
Doing pretty well, man. Fucking exhausted, but doing pretty well.
Thank you for joining us, dude.
Yeah, man. How you doing, Squirrel? Good to see you, Squirrel.
Good to see. Good to see you, man. You all right?
Yeah.
How you doing on this beautiful day?
Fucking decent. Fucking finished an Ironman triathlon yesterday.
A what?
Fucking Ironman triathlon.
Go on, son.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Well,
so you're
14 hours, 58 minutes.
Did you get yourself placed? Or... Yeah, nice.
You're feeling
Yeah, man.
powerful now, man.
Yeah,
You
my
feeling powerful,
cousin,
or
my
Yeah.
cousin's obsessed with those things.
Yeah, no, it's every 2 or 3 years I try to do it, and figured I'd do it this year. I had a fucking great season riding, snowboarding, and just kind of kept in with it through the spring. And my fucking shoulders are fucked, man. I can't swim for shit. But other than that,
I think
not
I think that it could be a reality that actually the whole thing, the whole ordeal, damn near killed you. And you look
Oh, yeah.
like absolute shit, and that's why you're not coming on the camera.
that's I lost fucking 8 pounds. I ain't gonna tell you that I didn't.
Oh, dude, listen, right?
Oh, yeah,
That's something that
That's just
really
water weight.
large people will say things like, I lost 8 pounds, man, like it's a lot of weight.
yeah. and
8 pounds, you can
gallon of water.
you can gain and lose 8 pounds in a couple of days, just on the normal. Like if you weigh yourself every day, our weight fluctuates so much every day. 8 pounds is like, what is that in so pounds?
Gallon of water is 7.5 pounds. And I know I sweated more than
And
2 gallons.
a gallon of water is what, 2.5 pints or something?
4 quarts.
It's five pints.
Fucking, is it 5 pints? That's a gallon,
5
right?
pints.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, well, yeah. That's, I mean, yeah. 5 liters of water.
The sweat 5. Well, that's the sweat out 5 pints.
I probably drank 2 gallons of lake water.
5
during swim,
pints.
so-
Right, 5 pints. Yeah, 5 pints is not 5 liters. 5 pints is
Right,
is like
correct.
in terms of weight is like just a big shit.
Yeah,
It's like you could take a big shit that weighed 8 pounds.
2 Katie Kirks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Book of RLM's here. Man, and I forgot, everybody should have got a... Yes.
Golf clap.
Hello.
Good to see you, bro.
What's that?
Good to see you.
Good
Thank
to see
you
you
for joining.
too. Of course, I said no. You said drama, going back to drama, and I was like, record stop. I'm like, no, let me go up. Let me show my support. We need not go to drama.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Talk about without having to go to drama.
We can always
Yeah.
talk shit about Squirrel. He's an easy target.
There you go.
You can try.
Listen, you 3 wonderful human beings can just hold the fort while I go and heat up a cup of coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now I see. It was just bait. So you can get your coffee.
Right?
I see how you are now, Richie.
But I'll come back with my camera on.
Go
How's
ahead.
that?
Go
There we
ahead.
go.
Go ahead.
He wants to see if we can create drama. I think that's what it is. It's an ultimate test.
But I
I
agree
think
with
the only one here really that I would think might or could possibly create drama would be Uncle Fatty.
I mean,
But-
come on.
But that's just
Absolutely.
because some people, it's not even an intentional thing on his part. It's just it's
I'm an
just Uncle
instigator.
Fatty, man.
You know,
Anyway, I'll be right back.
been known to poke a motherfucker in the eye once in a while. Only when they fucking deserve it, though. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I don't know if you've been following any of my adventures.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I got a fully sovereign email hub built, and I've transferred all my shit basically over into completely sovereign systems, and I'm actually in talks with fucking Anthropic right now for a cipher that I built with kind of a back end for sharing API keys and secrets without having exposed container and shit like that. And
Create a
dude,
box.
shit's popping off, man. Like, now's the time to just honestly, bro. I've really like looked forward to this moment in time since like the early 90s when they told us that this was going to be like this point in time would be like in 2005.
That's just given me a flashback, to when I was about 13 years old, in the middle of my computer lessons, and we were introduced to probably one of the first BBC B models.
Yeah. Like old MS-DOS and shit.
Yeah, it was the very, very first BBC model,
Nice.
which was the basic language at the time with the binary. And by the end of the 45-minute lesson, I was already on all of the servers.
Yeah.
Going into each of the networks and having a look at what they were typing on their screen.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And no
computer class
one
great.
taught me any of the codes. It all started from 10 go to 30.
Yeah. Start out star.
Right. Exactly that.
I mean, fuck.
You give something of value, you give something of value. And this is what it came down to, this new system that I've created. That when a normal probabilistic gives a value, it gives it a 0 or a 1, right? I introduced the -1.
Yeah.
Okay. And so as it goes through the airlock, it goes to stage 2. It validates it. If the geometric shape of the token that I have created for the value that came in is any resemblance to the original token that I put in, first of all, it gives it a value of 1. If it doesn't, it gives it a 0 if it's the furthest away, because you know where tokens are within a system. Now, there's going to be the variables that are in the middle. And these are where the hidden.
Yeah.
Right?
In the anomalies, yeah.
I have this protocol that's set up at 49%. The truth is the 49%.
Nice.
So it must never take anything that is consensus, even if it's peer reviewed. Right.
And even still, truth is literally in the eye of the beholder. So
exactly.
And truth,
of
it's
course,
more about the consistency.
When you talk about quantum and when a wave is observed, it collapses. Well, this is what happens in the 3rd and 4th gate of my 4-phase airlock.
And you're using like Ethereum and like Bitcoin style.
The Bitcoin is only where I put my logic as a non-volatile state safe.
Nice.
Has nothing to do with
gotcha.
currency at all. Yeah, it's
Right,
just the timestamp, which makes it legal. IP, my own intellectual.
Right. Yep.
And because I'm producing everything on YouTube, there is a timeline of exactly when I've done all this.
Nice.
So that covers 2 of the 3.
Your provenance. Yeah, you got to cover your provenance.
Exactly. You know, and I've always stated that this has been created through synchronicity and intuition, because it's come from my own audit of a certain entity and all of the mathematics that I've found. It goes back 160 years.
Mm-hmm. And you're basically just vibe coding it, right? You're just speaking into machines.
It's basically exactly that. You know, it's
badass.
It's so it can be transferred so easily to any device. That's how I positioned it.
Yep.
You don't have to have new hardware, because that's the most important thing. You know, people are going to think, oh, there's a new thing that's out, and it's completely different. But no, it's just a wrapper. That's all it is an API wrapper.
Exactly. And that even still, I'm building most of my shit on like an old school DDR3 fucking old school machine.
Yeah. Well, this is
the badass fucking workstation, you know?
A53 Galaxy. It's the first smartphone. It's the lowest of all the smartphones. It's been screaming at me to get me a 72. And I was like, well, you know, But
Yeah, the
also,
new Samsungs are fucking badass.
is that the RAM that I've set my RAM up is that it ejects when it gets to the 4th stage. It ejects it and returns it straight back to the 1st stage. So
nice.
Every prompt is overrun, basically. And unless I've saved it with a hard lock command,
I've got a
the prompt is overrun. So if I need that prompt again, I just copy and paste it from the previous conversation.
Yeah, exactly, right.
All right.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I built a totally sovereign clipboard to where none of that copy and paste shit is vulnerable to browser leak or to creep or anything. That, I mean, that's all in-house native shit that's going on. Where
I've solved the hallucination problem.
And so this is a few weeks ago. Well, now it's about fucking 6 weeks ago now. I was dicking around, had a web bridge from Kimmy and a bunch of webhooks running at the same time, and had like fucking 50 tabs open and probably, I don't know, at least 24 agents running at the same time off of one orchestrator. And Comet, the fucking Comet assistant in Perplexity, posted a complete fucking entire fucking app's worth of shit onto this public posting site that's kind of like GitHub, right? But it's more for like it's like for fucking people sharing little game queues and shit, right? All my personal information, my address, all my social, my fucking ton of API keys, probably a dozen API keys, with no profile name and no fucking user account. Yeah, dude, I was fucked. Within 5 minutes, all my shit had been fucking scraped and I was fucked, right? So got in touch with the company, got in touch with fucking all the different companies involved, and had about a 2 weeks settlement claim kind of going on with trying to get all this shit consolidated. Nothing got really compromised, but that information's out there, right? Yeah. So kind of in the meantime, got into the personal, like the sovereign information shit. Like our digital information is worth more than we are.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. 100%. 100%.
It's like if you're not paying for a product, you are the product, right?
The market that this has gone into is 750 billion.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's
only in the last 10 years.
What value is that if you are of no value credit wise? Like,
because your information, everything about you and all of your information is worth exponential pennies to some other company that wants to advertise to you or get their product in front of you, even if you are broke.
Yeah, because they get subsidies for doing it.
So it's just a big fucking backdoor game is all it is, and it's really a big hallucination shell game.
Yep.
And like with the data centers and shit, I'm basically seeing it now where they thought they were going to come in, they being the the upper 1% that own these fucking things, that think they're gonna potentially like start fucking the war of Armageddon and like take out half of humanity.
Larry Finks and the fucking
Shark Tank dickhead, fucking Kevin O'Leary and whatever. But it's like we can foresee that we're going to need these things, so there's going to be a need for storage, and they're thinking that there's going to be a need for mass cloud storage. So they bought up all the.
This is what I'm saying. I've found a way of coming away from mass cloud storage, and that's they're not going to like it. But in order to do that, it will mean that everyone is sovereign.
And that's exactly where I'm going. Is like this is something where.
So when it goes down,
literally for $100,
all the nodes are connected.
And
just like I was saying about the bamboo, yeah,
right.
Just like the bamboo,
the nodes.
You only have to have a few nodes active over the world on the wide web, and all of a sudden, all of the nodes come back together.
Right. That makes me smile.
And like torrent streaming,
probably. Oh, why am I muted?
But Richie, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right. Oh, we can hear you.
Signal processing.
So
you don't need a network.
I was saying years ago, 2018. Yeah, 2018. I was saying that everyone that's awake, right? We're all nodes for the energy, for the consciousness that's emerging, right? That's what we are. That's why we're spread out all over the earth. That's why you don't find big concentrations of us in one place. In a
My energy
in a location
is greater than your energy, my biofield, when I turn up and you're in a terrible state, Richie, and your energy is low. Me just being there is going to balance your energy without me even saying a thing.
This is why the whole inner work thing is so important, because we need to be able to manage and control our own energy, and be sovereign about our energy being sovereign, like being in complete control of our own feelings and emotions, right?
Well, it's two things. It's being sovereign, but knowing that these being sovereign, we are all together.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's a
It's an oxymoron, really.
I was thinking paradox. I was thinking like paradox type situation. Yeah, like.
But some of the best things are paradoxes, Rich.
And humans are walking contradictions.
That's why it works.
Right.
Like,
well, then this all reflects duality. That's why paradox exists, because of duality, right?
That's what I said. The peer review covers both sides of the arguments, but we're only shown one side of the argument. That's why the fellas like David Bellamy and the likes had
David
the information.
Bellamy, the fucking nature guy, David Bellamy.
Yeah.
David Bellamy.
He got thrown off the BBC, didn't he? Same as who's that radio presenter's father? Tommy Ball.
Oh, you're talking of Michaela Strachan's.
Not Michaela Stratton. Yeah, Zoe Ball. Zoe
Ball's dad. Yeah.
Yeah, he was struck off of the BBC as well. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I mean, it doesn't say he disappeared. So.
Yeah, because he went against everything.
Chock block.
Kind of like all the American science.
Give us a clue. I can't remember.
Can someone explain something
On
to
the
me?
ball.
Go ahead, Rebecca.
Like a third grader, please, because you guys might as well be speaking Cantonese right now with what you're saying. But
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good at, you try to learn. Why did they jump so quickly to call it AI when it's not even AI? Right? It's large language, marketing. Okay.
LLM.
It was
large language model. Yeah.
I heard that from the horse's mouth. I heard that from the horse's mouth of one of the developers. Like one of the early developers of AI said that specifically. Said artificial intelligence is a bit of a misnomer, because technically it's not intelligence, but it's more of a marketing. It's a marketing ploy.
Yep.
To call
Makes
it
it
now they're
easier
covering
for
their
humans
asses.
to digest. Makes it easier for us to understand what the base root of the task is, kind of thing. But it's augmented, right? It's not really artificial. It's augmented, and by saying artificial, humans accept the artificial a little bit more than augmented, and it's not even really intelligence, but we can see it as intelligent if we look at it from a baseline of
that
information capture.
It's only as intelligent as the prompt you give it.
Yeah.
Right, and that's saying that intelligence is based on
Your own
parameters of logic, and reason, right?
Yeah.
Logic, fact, and reason.
My notebook LM that I've just created. And it's all about reality and what people perceive to be the shape. And I've just put in scientific, peer-reviewed, and patents that are real-world working patents that the military are using right now.
Nice.
And it's come up with this most amazing 25-minute video that I think I might just speak it myself, because I'm getting a bit bored of the AI, to be honest.
Are you getting patents filed and copyrights and shit done, or?
I've documented everything. I want to get this licensed. Is the next thing. And I've
How does
I've
all
put
the
a lot
patent
of.
stuff work over there? Is that the same as?
The thing is, if I patent it, I've got to give away all the secrets. So it has to be under a trade secrets agreement.
Right.
So
do it like with a holdings company or something, or
them to use the license.
Yep.
Or they either buy the license outright, but they don't get to see the logic.
Right.
They just get to use it. Which means that they cannot change any of the parameters that I've put in there.
Right.
And if there is any update, it has to go through itself. It has to be
a development kit,
acknowledged by itself. Exactly that. Only itself can influence itself, as it were. It can take advice from outside source.
I've got a self-healing
But
program.
once you start changing the parameters, that's like a patch, and that's we don't do patches from now on.
Nope.
Right? Because that's where the problem lies, within the patches. And it's these patches and updates that we've had throughout our technical history that have sealed where the perception of where we are and the capabilities of the military, or the limits, I should say,
that's
the
right.
military are capable of, but yet I can prove that they have got much more capabilities, because it's been 40 years since they had this information.
So
yeah,
it's been exactly 40 years.
It's only been basically a couple of years since they've had the computing power and the real machinery to do it.
But they had the mathematics. They had the mathematics and everything for it back then.
Right. Yep. So they're definitely ahead of the public. I don't think they're that much far ahead, though. Honestly, not with the way they're treating Anthropic and the way that shit's kind of working out.
This is what I'm saying. It's what's called a bottleneck.
Yep.
Right, because of how AI has been used as a tool, and the people that have used it as a tool have used it in the right manner. They haven't used it as a learning, as in they've not used it as to be indoctrinated with what comes out of it. They've seen past that. They're using its ability with its own mathematics.
Well, and now it's getting to the point where folks are wanting to try to twist it into a propaganda tool.
Yeah. Well,
right.
for the last 10 years, all I've seen is that people are afraid that AI is going to be inserted into the human body. Right?
Yeah.
That's the narrative, right?
I think they already
in the last 6 months.
That is one narrative. Yeah.
Yeah. But they have to realize what actually they should be worried about, the elites, that is the opposite. Is for someone to put themselves into the AI.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to do.
Which means giving the logic critical thinking.
And
which
boundaries.
means bypassing the binary, which I've done, but just using binary logic.
Yep.
By managing to have my logic on...
It's only as smart as the person that's programming it, and the people in the government haven't ever been... They're not in the system, right?
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about all the models that have been released, is it's only as smart as the prompt you put in it. and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why, like, for the short time that I was using AI, it was actually a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. You did feel
You've got to
part of it a lot
cross-reference. You
more
have
because
to.
you had to. Well, I mean, not using AI to research. I didn't use AI to research. I mean, to create images and stuff. Right? You couldn't just say, "I want this picture," and it gives you the picture that you've got in your mind's eye. It just gives it to you straight away. No, you have to build the picture. You have to build it from the back into the foreground. You have to you create the background images, and then you fix that. You lock that in, and then you say, right, now on top of that, and now this, and you have to layer that picture. So there's a lot of your own creativity and your own imagination that still goes into it. It's just the actual artwork
Well, what I do,
itself.
Rich, is with my text that I have, with the information that I have, I tell the AI to create an image that I'm trying to portray with the words that I've given, and I give it certain parameters, like I want it to look, old, or give it a color scheme, or to remove the fact that it's don't put it out as a globe, because it will want to, even though that it's set with the parameters of with the baseline of the simulation 360-day calendar, because that then changes its own sovereignty as a heartbeat within the system, right? Because it's the master clock of the whole working thing, which acknowledges to the protocol that it's separate from the whole main system. That's another part of my breakthroughs, I should say, that is required to have this node sovereign. It has to know that its heartbeat is different from what the environment it's going to be going into, but it has to be synced with reality. And the reality is 138-year cycle. Everything is in it within cycles, within seasons. Nothing is, entropy isn't seen within the season. Entropy is only seen within computer data. Whenever you do something, you lose something.
And typically in hindsight, not really even in the moment.
Yeah. Every time you copy something, you lose something.
Question. At that point, aren't you actually creating what God intended for us to be, without all the propaganda, all the agendas, all the poisoning, and food, and everything that we've been inundated with, right? If you're taking something at its most basic foundation and then allowing it to go from there, it's what we were actually intended to be. And at that point, it's either it's glorious or it's terrifying.
Like I've always said, do you want the truth or do you want a comfortable answer? You cannot prepare if you're given a comfortable answer.
Right.
Right. And that's all we want. At the end of the day, we want the truth.
That I've been switching more to fact and
the
fiction.
The film comes into play. You can't handle the truth. That's the first subconscious thing that comes into our mind when we hear the words truth.
Right, I'm going to say it again. There's a difference between what's truth and what's true. Right.
Yeah.
There are truth can actually not be true. So
it's possible for.
Well, facts and fiction are definitely more than.
I like what Ian McGilchrist said about the truth, about the different types of truth, like back in Greek times, where we get the root word. The roots of the words myth and fable, which now in consciousness today makes people think that it's make believe, it's fairy tales, it's myths and fables, but actually mythos was the highest form of truth, and fables were stories worthy to be told, right? The other truth is logos, which is more basically
It's it's the essence.
Yeah, I mean, the logos is more like the material fact, isn't it?
Right. The
It's
conglomeration.
the vibrational truth.
But you can convey some of the biggest truths can only be conveyed through story. They can't just be there's no single word or whatever that encompasses that truth. It needs to be it's told in a myth, in mythos, a story, so that maybe all the details aren't true. Maybe not all of the details in the story are accurate, but the foundation to the actual, or the principles, the morals, or whatever to be learned from the story, that's what's true. That's what's fundamental, and it can't be changed no matter what details are changed to tell the story.
What if you don't have faith that it's true?
Well, if you don't have faith, you're not a truth seeker.
Well, I mean, even without religion, it's been said that it's not me.
Faith,
but
faith is just another word for truth.
Basically, like we wouldn't know any truth if we didn't have faith. That faith gives us the ability to believe that things are true.
Then is it ever really true?
Exactly.
If it's based on faith. Yeah.
Right. So truth is in the eye of the beholder and the eye of the storyteller. Really, truth is in the guy that writes the fucking history books, right?
As far as what's
Right.
available, the story that's told, the stories that are told after the conquest.
Mm-hmm.
The victor wants the story to be most favorable to themselves and really denigrating to the enemy that they've defeated, right? So the stories are fudged.
Right, but wouldn't we say that every story has been based off the victor's story, and since the beginning of time, those who have been writing the stories are the victors.
Yep.
So then we could deduce that it's all been a story.
The actual true memories of what happened have been buried and obfuscated.
Exactly.
And lost to time, and we will never ever know.
Yep.
We will never know, because we can't experience those things again. That time has been and gone and passed. What's done is done. We're dealing with the reverberations of the repercussions now.
Yeah, we align with the vibration that was.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure it out ourselves.
But
I've had an issue most recently of even aligning myself with the whole woke, and of the knowing of this time, because if we know that, in order to destabilize society, you have to kind of tell them everything that they know is a lie, right? And so
you have to create chaos and confusion.
Right. And one of those things is saying that what we've told you is not in fact true, right? And so without getting completely nihilistic, I'm like, all right. So all this time, since 47, 16 years old, I went down the rabbit hole, never stopped digging. And now when I'm supposed to feel a certain, I guess, I was right all along, when so much is coming forward, and as things that we were told that, no, they were lies, and now in fact are true. But I'm taking it a step further and saying, well, was this a part of the psyop and the agenda, right? Is to let me know that eventually that, it was it's just this, like you said, paradox. It's like you can't find a base to any of it, because how do we know what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Rebecca,
never will.
I've been doing this YouTube thing, like creating on YouTube and presenting my own opinion since 2017, and I've not had to retract a single thing I've said. A single thing that I've been, this is going to happen, or this is
right,
or COVID, everything, all of it. And people will say, "Oh, you've got to retract what you're saying about the shape of the Earth." No, absolutely not, because nothing's proven otherwise. In fact, it's all just been made more. I've been made more certain. And I don't know where I don't know where I'm landing this plane. Mine's just gone blank. Brain fart. You know what I said, Squirrel? As soon as I start thinking, as soon as I start trying to think, my brain goes.
It happens to me too. If you short circuit, yeah, the same happens to me all the time.
I think you came around circle. You actually landed without realizing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. That's why you think you actually run out of runway. You know, we think for ourselves, and that's not, you know, as a truth seeker, they don't want that, and that's what being sovereign is all about. Being
Why do we always have to find resolve, right? Why do we always have to find?
And there you go.
Thank
you, Uncle Betty. I think that's the thing, and that's really the answer. Is not finding the results. Going back to what you were saying about the Israelites and the Americas, the real original people. I have this conversation with them. I'm like, okay, let's just say that you do find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? You get all the answers, like you've been 100% certain that you were right along. What then? And I sometimes have to tell myself that, because that's not really the point of it, is it?
What then means that the
meaning like finding the answer, like getting stuck in knowing the exact truth and finding the answer.
What happens?
Required no fear.
Does that mean that you would stop looking for more answers?
Well, enlightenment never stops.
I've stopped looking for anything new, right?
It's not going to.
There might be different. No, well, yeah. I mean,
because it will come to you,
right?
Because that's what it's all about. You know, whenever the student is ready, the teacher appears, whether you like it or not.
If I may, what I think Richie's saying, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that once you found the basic foundation, right? There's nothing new under the sun, right? Same story told over and over again.
Right.
So I think at that point, like you said earlier, it's time to go inward, right? To really understand what all of this is about. Because if you continue in this hamster wheel, you're just stuck in another wheel. The people who are sheep and asleep, they're stuck in one, but we're stuck in another.
Which is how I arrived at the conclusion of how important our individual perceptions are, right? The way that we perceive absolutely everything, the way we perceive ourselves, the way we perceive each other, the way we perceive the world, the way we perceive words, the words that are used. Right, our perceptions, all our different perceptions of everything, are so fucking important, because they build the reality, the experience of this objective reality that we're all living within, which is a physical reality, right? So nobody can argue with these physical things, because they're physical, they're materialized, they're here. But all of the things, all of the stories that are happening around and amongst all of this physically manifest shit, that's all absolutely subjective. The only thing objective about reality is the physical. Everything else is subjective.
And we have to agree upon what's true, right? I mean, we can't just...
Exactly, but because if you don't agree with it, it's not reality, is it?
Right.
Oh, no. I don't agree that that's real. That can't be reality, because I don't agree that it's real. Well, what's real? What does real mean?
Money's the best example of that. Like, I believe that this piece of paper is worth a goat.
That again is perception, isn't it? That's the control of perception. So I believe that this little bit of paper that's got some pretty stuff scribbled on it is worth 20 nuggets. And with these 20 nuggets, I can exchange this thing for 20 nuggets for something that somebody else perceives is worth 20 nuggets as well. Or maybe not perceives, but accepts that that's the price that they can sell it at, right?
But maybe somebody's real heavy on nuggets, and they're like, fuck, man, I'll give you fucking many fucking nuggets as you want for that. Take them. Fuck, I was giving them away. You're going to pay for them? Fuck yeah.
And then you get other idiots that hoard the nuggets, or the perception, or what people I mean, this bullshit about fucking Elon Musk, right? Who actually seriously believes that Elon Musk is the richest man and the first trillionaire and all of those things, right? Who actually believes that? that Elon Musk is the first recorded trillionaire in the world. But yeah, okay, all right. I might believe that he's the first publicly recorded trillionaire. I might believe that. But I think I don't know how many people. There are people that have more money than he does.
Well, it's not even the money.
At least they don't have more money. It's not that. It's that they've got more zeros, at the end on their bank accounts, and they're in control of more. They're in control of land, right? The land that his fucking factories are built on is controlled by people. So there are people that are more powerful and have way more money.
Do you know how much his water bill is a day, Richie, for Colossus? You know Colossus?
Yeah.
$1.1 million a day just to keep it cool. That's because he's built a computer that he wants to put the entire internet into. Because he believes if he has that, then he will have all the answers.
The guy's fucking delusional.
That is delusional. Let's put it all into this one box and create a one single point of.
Yeah, he's thought this
failure.
For 20, 30 years he's been talking about this, where if he could put everything and all knowledge into one bank, right, and have that bank be able to be harvestable for consistencies and conglomerate the consistencies.
Theoretically, he's absolutely correct.
In theory.
Theoretically, right, he's absolutely correct. It makes sense, yeah.
A lot of things work in theory.
Put all knowledge into one bank and have that as the reference. Right?
Have you seen did you see my post?
There can be no knowledge.
Oh, sorry. My post about Colossus versus the SS-138 and how it compares basically with the logic that it's actually doing, and it puts the Colossus at 40 out of 100 for the cost in actually running it, because it's almost running at a loss now.
Because there's new knowledge. Because once you put all the
not only that, it's
for
every transaction, for every search, it costs. Right?
Yeah.
Where mine doesn't.
Right. But the reason for that is because of the infrastructure that goes into housing the processing power that it takes to be able to function, right? And the thing is, China's already made these processes
my device
obsolete.
is running at 68% of what Colossus is running, and this is off of a mobile phone.
China's made the current the current thing being used in America for data centers and that, like they've put it all into this tiny little fucking little chip or something like that.
Microprocessors,
they've already changed the game as far as processors are concerned. So what does that mean?
Same time, there's new companies too that are developing off of completely different root bases, right? So I think there is competition there. Like honestly, Japan's got the shit right now. Japan's dropping the bomb shit right now. Like,
yeah, it's told me if I'm going to go and license this, I should go to Japan straight away.
For sure,
they will accept it. I was
going to tell you earlier. For sure,
they will accept it. They are already looking at this, but they are still going down the wrong. They're still using the binary, as it were. They're not looking at it from a different foundation. They've reversed what they've done, but they've not used a different approach. They've gone back to exactly how it was with the probabilistic layer and the deterministic layer at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my deterministic layer is just on the output.
Right, I just want to pause for a sec, Squirrel, because Rox is in the chat. Just want to send loads of love to Rox. She's had surgery today, so
Oh yeah.
she's
Blessings.
Give us some love.
she's
Love,
just got back from
Roxy.
hospital, so she's going to be in an absolute
Give us some love.
unimaginable pain and discomfort at the moment.
Fucking A.
So sending loads of love, man. And shout out to Snow as well. Good to see you, Snow and Tootie Bug.
Snow bunny.
This panel is open. There are room for more ladies for sure. We've got 3 men up here. We can get if we can get 2 more ladies up here to balance it out with Rebecca. That would be awesome. Although I'm not expecting Rox to come up. She's not. I don't think speaking is going to be something that's going to come easily at the moment.
Yeah.
But Snowfire and Tootie Bug's driving. Well, you know, you can still come in on your phone. You just don't look at the screen. Don't look at the camera.
And drive.
Just drive and yeah. I used to do that. I used to do that all the time. Fucking hell, my first videos when I first started in 2017, all of my videos were me in the car driving.
Yeah.
Doing a Richie from Boston basically, because it was inspired by Richie from Boston to actually start creating. He said basically he said it what I was already realizing, that if I was going to be able to talk to any of these creators who were spouting their opinions and their ideas, if I was going to be able to get in on those conversations at all, I had to be a content creator. Mm-hmm. And then Richie from Boston said, I want to talk to one of you guys. So if you make a video telling me why, you know, telling me about yourself and why you want to talk to me, I'll pick one and we'll do a live chat. This was New Year. It was all set up to do it on New Year 2017. Nice. But he didn't pick me, the wanker. But I carried on. I carried on making anyway. I was using YouTube Creator Studio.
Oh yeah.
To make my videos, man. You were only allowed to make 15-minute videos back then.
Yeah.
And fucking like 3-hour live streams were unheard of. Even when me and Rox started when we started working with each other in 2018, the idea of doing a 3-hour stream was like unheard of. Like nobody's going to want a fucking stream going on for 3 hours, man.
I built a game that I want to fucking try to run on a basically it's a live stream game about live streaming. about parasocial relationships and monosocial relationships, and just like the whole dynamics and like the roles that are played of the streamer and the panelists and the chatters, and just kind of a perspective basically on what this shit is really doing to us. Or what we're really doing to ourselves, I guess. I don't know, but there's there's a lot that goes into this, like from a psychologist standpoint, from a psychiatric standpoint. Like, this is a very cool fucking time. I mean, I think it's like one of the most.
If you compare friendships now to friendships 100 years ago, yeah. They're completely different. Like what somebody would consider a friendship.
Definitely.
Like basically, we're all just acquaintances, right?
Yeah. We've got a lot of pals. Don't got too many friends.
Yeah, we've got lots of mates and pals and buddies.
Yeah.
But friendship is a true friendship. It was always said, like, ever since I can remember, people have said, yeah, you can normally count your friends on one hand. Or you're lucky if you can count your friends on one hand. Because real friends are hard to come by. I'm blessed, man. I'm really lucky because I do have a couple of good friends, and the most ironic thing about it is that, like, my best friend on this earth, Rox, we've never met each other.
Right.
But
Now
she's my
that's
best.
fucking
She is
badass.
my best friend.
That's straight up some badass shit right there. I think that's what's the most fucking amazing thing about living, like how and when we're living right now. This whole thing, like, it's a pretty special time for sure. It is.
I know. The thing is, I think it's the only way that friendship was ever going to exist. Real, true friendship was ever going to exist by this time, because of the state of indoctrination, right? The fact that so many people are so switched off to their inner selves, and they've just become reactive fucking automatons, basically. They're all just programmed, reacting to stimuli, and nothing that comes out of their mouth is an original thought, or there's no thought that goes into what they say or what they do. They're all just pre-programmed actions and reactions.
That's the 7 second loop that everyone's caught in. It takes them 7 seconds to react. It's actually scientific. It's peer. For this reason, And those.
I don't know. I hung out with a bunch of 20-year-olds, like about 20, 30, 20-year-old kids with my kids for Father's Day. I think the youth today have pretty good head. I think they see this shit for what it is, and at least up around my parts, like, these kids are all pretty, like, they're all good Christian kids. They were all raised well, and still heavily involved in the church and doing their thing. And I am not anymore, and kind of have harped on them a bit in the past about not being. There's a very special thing about America, right? That was kind of the first thing that inspired this whole movement worldwide of everybody is allowed to fucking exist.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree with everybody, but they are allowed to exist. Just don't fucking hurt other people physically. Don't hurt other people mentally, right? Fucking be a good person. The golden rule, whether you're a Christian or not, is just fucking treat each other the way you want to be treated shit. But, like, we get into our own little worlds and our own little echo chambers and our own perspective chambers, right? Where I'm a jaded motherfucker, dude. Straight up. I think humanity's fucked. I never wanted to have kids, but I'm glad I did. I'm fucking so glad I did, especially after yesterday hanging out with this, like, big ass group of fucking kids in their late 20s that are, like, independent thinkers. Like you were just saying, dude, they really are. Like, they're well informed.
Well, it's so encouraging. You've got a bubble there that is very encouraging. And I can see that with my own son. The other day he said, because we're talking, he's just done his last exams at school, so he's just finished school now.
Nice.
He's 16 last week, and he said, I want to go into forensic. He actually wants to go into forensics. Yeah. First of all, he started to get into photography.
Nice.
I was thinking, he wants to go, maybe he wants to go into advertising. He's always taking pictures wherever he's going. He's got the eye to pick something out, that would normally walk past, and you can actually get the sense of what he's trying to portray.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if he's been overhearing me and my work, because I've mentioned the word forensic quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's like it just comes off my tongue now. And he said, I've really looked into it, and he wants to either go into that way, or it's about capturing historical events that he's interested in, documenting.
Nice.
So either way, it's about the first to record, which is so important, because that's, for me, that's another truth. Whether it's true or not, whatever you have observed and you have recorded is your truth. Anyone that changes that truth, it becomes a lie.
or just part of the grand old story.
Yeah. But the way that I've created it is that even if it's the first to record and you've recorded something that is not true, it shows you the process. It shows you who did it.
You know, they're saying they
It
found a
makes it
scroll here in
accountable.
America recently, like I don't know, only 7-8 months ago. That the basically they followed this bread trail of crumbs through a bunch of old masons and Rosicrucians and shit, whatever. Anyhow, they basically are saying that they found a scroll that was written by Jesus himself in America.
In America.
The Yeshua scrolls, dude. Look it up. It's fucking. I mean, it's.
I'd take all of that
It's a good story. It's definitely a good story. I'll say that, but it's it's definitely got some breadcrumby type of trails that could or could not be coincidence or whatever. But they did find something in a fucking jar that's very old and has writing on it. That's for sure.
It might not be exactly what they're saying it actually is, though.
Well, it might actually be. No, it might actually be. It might be somebody called Yeshua wrote.
Right.
You know, it might be, but whether or not that Yeshua was Christ, like, and when it was written and all those things, this is why I've always been very clear, and it still stands now with the one that I'm seeking guidance from. Right outside, whatever it is that I've been talking to in my head and out loud for my entire fucking life. It's so blatantly obvious why we're not able to trust anything that we're told or shown now, because we live in a world of lies. Everything is a lie upon a lie. Lie is retold over and over and over again, and
humans lie, mathematics don't.
It's been trained into our fucking subconscious. Lies that have been
we're approaching another reset, right? So we're
embedded.
Our story. Sorry to interrupt you, Richie, but like I don't know if you guys are Gen X or whatever, but we are going to be a part of that reset where what we know is dying with us, quote unquote, if we continue on the same reset cycle that we've always.
This is right, which basically agrees with what I'm saying about how Gen X and millennials, really, it's on us. We're the only ones that can turn this around, that can fucking change the shit show that's going on, because we're the only ones that have actually got any true memories.
We can remember the past.
We can remember if you can remember the 80s, the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, before digital, basically. If you can still remember before the whole fucking internet and all of that, then
Bro, my fucking cell phone number is the same number I had in the frickin' early 90s for my pager.
That's interesting.
Well, Richie, the mathematics I use is exactly the mathematics required to transfer analog to digital. There you go. Who's doing the hoovering?
I think that's Rebecca. Just a quick warning. It's 2:38, and I'm gonna have to shut this stream down before 3 o'clock. So I've set an alarm for 2 to 3. Where I'm gonna have to shut the stream down because I got to have a shower and get ready, get something to eat, and go to work. This is my last. I've got the next 2 nights off, but I've got to work tonight, and we've been busy. I'll tell you what, right? Changing the subject completely for a second.
Yeah.
And you two guys, you're in America, aren't you, Rebecca? You're not Canadian, are you? I think Rebecca's American.
Yes, American.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm English, right? So the World Cup.
Fuck, man.
Well, it used to piss me off.
I knew you were going to go there.
It used to piss me off because the World Cup every year was hugely disruptive. Since I've been a professional entertainer, it's been massively disruptive to me. It's fucked me up every time because the number of gigs that I turn up to and they say, "Oh yeah, sorry, no, it's cancelled. We got the football tonight," and they play the football instead. And then thankfully the Colonial, I was there for 5 years, and I would play they'd fit me around the football, or they'd turn the volume down at night and still have the music on, and I'd play in the background. So it was, every fucking year, every year that the football was on, the World Cup, and also some of the Champions League and stuff. But anyway, this year, the amount of bars that I walk past and the football's on and there's no one there. There's no one there. No one gives a shit. No one gives a fucking shit about the World Cup this year. And America,
we lost a huge opportunity, bro.
Like, America as hosts don't seem to have done a very fucking good job, mate. Like,
no, a horrible fucking job, I would say.
And FIFA as well. FIFA have fucked it up.
Yeah, 100%.
For themselves.
Yeah.
Why would you have matches that are in different continents?
Because
why would you have to travel?
Because we only have so many stadiums that can actually field a soccer field.
Then they shouldn't have it in America.
Yeah, well, or we should have, done a little more infrastructure and whatever. But they were more concerned about the bottom dollar on the fucking hotel rooms. We built hotels instead of stadiums.
Yeah.
We could play outdoors too, but you can't fit 60,000 people in an outdoor arena.
You have to create a stadium around that fucking pitch to be able to then charge, however much they were charging for tickets. Apparently there were tickets going for the final for 11,000.
Oh shit, that's
tickets to the final.
More than that.
And the I've heard some of the people in America that are just so pissed off because football came to our fucking city, but they can't. Normal people can't afford tickets to go and see it.
Yeah, New York's definitely screwed. They were pretty pissed. It was kind of like the finals too for the basketball, but yeah, FIFA went and scalped their own tickets, bro. They scalped their own fucking hotel rooms, and then they scalped their own fucking tickets, and then sell them back to these day trader fucking swapper guys, and then back into the systems for $1,000 was kind of on the cheap end as far as I've been hearing. We were going to go to 2 Seattle games.
It's basically it's no different to any other tickets that are ever sold for anything at all. Like fucking concerts.
Yeah.
If it's something that is definitely going to draw a lot of interest and attention, and there's going to be lots of people are going to want tickets, you can guarantee it's there you go, boom. That's capitalism, right?
Yep.
That is the result of capitalism. People scalping tickets and then reselling them at hugely inflated prices.
But it's got to go viral before you do that. You can't create virality off of that preconceived fucking.
Well, for something, but you can for something that's firmly established as the World Cup. The World Cup is an institution. It's a firmly established institution. So you can, you already know that there's going to be a demand for it, right? You can't create a demand for something that nobody knows about, obviously.
But they can fake the numbers on the ticket sales to say that there's only 10,000 tickets left of 25,000. Yet they haven't sold 25,000.
I mean,
they manipulate it that way. So you look at it, and go, I got to get. There's only 10 tickets left. Oh, there's been 10 tickets left for the last week.
I will say something that could be seen as maybe controversial.
The closing. Hang on, that's like the fucking DHS sales, man. Right? DHS sales. Oh, it's ending next week. It's only the last few weeks of the sale. Come and get your money. But that's been going on for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They put the prices up by 80% at the start of the year, and at the end of the year, they reduce it by half. Yeah, it was an increase of 80% at the start of the year.
I mean, if every single item that you put up, you say, wow, this was 6,900 quid, but we're going to give it to you today, discount, you can have it for 67.
Like we were just talking about, that goes to value, right? Value, shit is only worth what somebody else will fucking be convinced to pay for it, right?
And if you really want it, you'll pay anything for it. And if they they only give you a certain amount, then that's even more of an incentive for you to spend all of your money because, you know, it's so tempting that you want to be part of it. Yeah.
Well, you
know,
don't need
it's
shoes with
manipulated.
wheels in them, right? You need shoes with wheels and lights, right? And I'm going to tell you that 4 or 5 times a day during every show, you're going to see my ad 15, 20, 30 times a day. And next thing you know, you're going to want some fucking shoes with bright lights and wheels on.
Yeah. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Or just go barefoot. I don't know. But I will say this, Richie, I will say it straight up, dude. If Kamala was president, we would have had a really pretty badass fucking World Cup. I think that America would have got behind the World Cup and we could have embraced like the whole world unity type of, vibe of the World Cup of, getting together for sport. If nothing else, just getting together for the sake of sport, right?
Dude,
and stimulate local economy.
No, because I swear to God, if Kamala Harris had been president, every single match would have been a woke event.
The whole place would be one big rainbow.
It'd just be a great big, like they didn't incorporate the woke fucking flag into the World Cup.
Each football player would have a different coloured football boots.
Every single football player would have to come in and take the knee to the rainbow, and
they'd have to skip. They'd have to skip into the pitch, holding hands with the opposition.
Yeah.
I mean, rainbows aren't that scary, are they?
Listen.
These mushrooms are kicking in.
Like, Uncle Fatty, come on, man. You know that the whole thing...
It's never going to happen.
The whole idea of...
Let me go ahead.
Who would have been better, Trump or Kamala? It doesn't matter. They're both fucking...
They're both fuckheads. I understand. I agree. I totally do.
The whole system.
And whether or not the rainbow would have been incorporated or not, we would have had a better turnout. Okay? We would have had more of a fucking... An attitude of like, why do we want the World Cup? It's just like wanting the Olympics, right? Because you want to bring in other people from around the world, right? And come experience our culture and stimulate our fucking economy. And right now, our economy is fucked, straight up, 100% fucked, and it's getting fucking worse from the fucking hotel rooms that aren't getting rented out, from the fucking stimulation that was already anticipated that these companies like little mom and pop shops put into their fucking businesses, thinking that, here in a few years we're going to have this and we're going to fucking divest and fucking. I don't know. There's a lot to it,
Well, the main goal of the Fabian Society is to reduce the independent workers, to reduce the independent small companies that basically run the country. Those are the ones that the middle class average person would want to help if they were to step away from the corporations.
The middle class entrepreneur.
Yeah. Those that want to just better themselves and get on with their lives, basically, but do everything by the book.
Well,
because they are part of the system.
Yeah, right. But also want to be a part of building community and building systems and building.
Then the second thing will be the disruption of the local communities, as in the UK we have the local councils. Those will go straight away. So everything will be in one great big pot.
Yeah. What do you guys thought about them banning the social media for the kids under 16?
Well, that just pushes the agenda that everyone has to prove that they're over 16.
Right. Yeah, that pushes the digital ID agenda, but it also takes the biggest issue with Israel haters now is the young. It's the young that have all seen what's gone on TikTok. They've all seen the IDF soldiers blatantly displaying themselves, just how fucking barbaric and inhumane and disgusting they are, right?
TikTok's
social media. That's social media, and that's why a lot of kids are actually a lot more switched on than we give them credit for, because they've seen it and they've recognised
Or when
it.
something's documented, like the first to record, as it were, when someone has just pointed a camera and witnessed something, it's for you to discern. And sometimes it's quite easy to see what's happening on the screen. You know, and there is no.
Sometimes you're like,
There is no.
it's basically, don't believe your lying eyes, man. Stop believing your lying eyes. You're not seeing a police officer taking a knee to the BLM group and then turning around and fucking beating the shit out of white people. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing two-tier policing.
I certainly didn't see 3 police officers in the middle of Notting Hill Carnival getting almost raped and enjoying it.
I'm trying to work out what tune that was. I'm sure it was fitting.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Under the Hill.
Oh. Right.
God damn it, Bible.
Well, with that, I'll bid you ladies a fine farewell.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us. Cheers,
Gotta
dude.
get some more fucking protein in me.
Don't be a stranger.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. I'll probably be live again tomorrow morning if you're around.
Nice.
And that was Rebecca just left and just said ta-ta. I thought she was saying ta-ta to you, but she was obviously saying ta-ta to all of us.
Tartaria.
She did an old voy. That was an old voy. New voy doesn't do that anymore. New voy says goodbye, and is a lot more polite now.
Well, he wasn't on his last stream. I tell you, you might want to go back and have a look at that.
Has he not deleted it? I wouldn't be surprised if he's.
Oh, has he deleted it? Has he?
I don't know. It wouldn't. No, it wouldn't surprise me though.
Yeah.
Oh boy, fucking going nuts or what?
Wow.
No, Voy, especially when he's had a couple of leffes.
Oh yeah.
Like when he's had a couple of Belgian beers or such like, he tends to get very vocal about his opinions about certain things. Some of the things I've heard come out of his mouth live
And
on
certain
the stream.
people as well.
Yeah. Well, it's always generally the same demographic. But yeah, he's not shy about it, and I do respect that.
Oh yeah,
fair enough,
for sure.
But you got to get the information right, though.
Yeah,
that's the key to it.
and also like I keep saying, like you can't actually say that it's all of them, because it's fucking not.
Right.
Like that, and I think that it's the same. I think it's no different now to 2,000 years ago as far as the human condition is concerned. I think that people 2,000 years ago, that particular group of people knew how dangerous it was to speak out against their own people, because they knew how fucking vindictive and malicious those people are. They're psychopaths.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway. I'll tell you what, on that note, because it's 2:53, we'll let Squirrel get back to work. And
I'll show you what I've weeded while I've been online. If I can change the screen.
I left my email back there for you too. Hit me up, Squirrel. I got a couple of systems I want you to run. I got a pre-mortem system for looking at things in a like as if it died in 6 months, trying to figure out why, type of thing.
Yeah.
That
just hook up. Just send me a little comment on one of my posts, and we'll hook up.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not so easy for him because he's on his phone. He can't.
Yeah, that's right.
To the private chat and copy that.
Yeah, Rich. Yeah, man. Keep tearing shit up,
right.
bro. Stay positive.
Gents, Yeah, always, man. Always.
Fuck yeah, man.
And fuck the man. Don't let him get you down. Don't anyone let the system get you down. There goes my alarm.
Hell yeah. Peace out, bitches. Sub up to the program. Send in some cash apps.
Much
Don't give
love
no
to everyone.
fucks.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for those that have been participating in the chat. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
Cheers, Rich. Have a good session
day.
tonight.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much. I'm gonna start streaming it as soon as I can sort out somewhere to put my fucking laptop, so that I can do it you know, because right at the moment there's not enough space. Basically, I'm perched in this little bit, and yeah, there's not enough space. I need to go to the music shop. I need to go to the music shop and get a stand, like a laptop stand, a proper laptop stand to take the laptop, which just needs to be basically a flat, you know, just a plate that fits in the top of a fucking. Shouldn't be a hard thing. It wasn't there the last time I went there anyway. But yeah, much love everybody, and see you all tomorrow.
Take it, mate.
Oh, yeah. Still, it's all in the name of progress.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Hello, you cunt! Just checking, there's no cunts. Just checking, there's no cunts in sight. I'm up the mountain. Look at that. Not a cunt in sight, only myself.
I've got this horrible feeling that if there is such a thing as reincarnation, knowing my luck, I'll come back as me.
Kind of funny. Is she all there? Like, mentally?
I think so. He's just an odd guy. You know, it's kind of weird.
I mean, should we be worried?
No.
All right.
No.
Right, the shop is closed. Everybody get out.
What?
Time to go home. Come on.
It's only 3:15.
Yes, but it's my shop. Come on, go home. Bye-bye. Thank you.
That's hardly fair.
It's not fair at all. Get out. Bye-bye.
I expect better service.
We'll expect away. Get out. Bye-bye. Come on.
Shut it down!